From Trisha Daly, reducing plastic waste is even better than recycling it. Does the City of Peoria offer any incentives to restaurants or other businesses to encourage them to reduce plastic bags, straws, cups, lids, and things like that? And why don't you go ahead and take that one, Kevin?
Okay. So on the commercial side of the recycling, the city does offer a commercial recycling, which is a service and an incentive in itself, as well as the fact that we offer it at a discount rate currently that is below market. So that's very much an incentive for restaurants and retail stores to be recycling. In terms of the specific use of single-use plastic or other single-use material, we've generally stayed out of it. Part is because the legislature told us to stay out of it. There was an initiative a couple years ago where the legislature passed a statute saying that municipalities cannot prohibit the use of plastic bags. And so while we've stayed out of it, the consumers have really stepped in and have pressured the various stores or retailers that they frequent to better those practices. So we're seeing Fry's phasing out the plastic bags. We're seeing Starbucks and McDonald's phasing out the plastic straws. So we know that that individual consumer pressure is driving the market towards that direction, even more so than government regulation at this point.
Great, yeah, and the market really will. I was just mentioning I was in California over the weekend, and the market there was obviously they took some intervention there, but everywhere I went, I saw a much more concerted effort for recycling than here in Arizona. JB, if you don't mind me asking you a question here, this is again from Trisha Daly. So again, Trisha, you sent 2 questions in. Thank you. Does Peoria's curbside recycling get processed locally or sent elsewhere? Also, what percentage of our curbside recycling actually gets recycled, and how much of it ends up in the landfill? And you don't have to talk about specifically Peoria, sorry.
Right.
But do you want to talk about just how much of the recycling gets recycled and how much of it ends up in the trash?
Right. So from what I've learned, we've had a lot of trouble with our mixed plastics and our mixed paper. So those are items that don't really have markets available currently, so they may be having a tougher time selling those bales off. So those may get landfilled if they run out of storage area for that, because you can only store so much product before you've got to start moving it somewhere. So I think that's a big issue right now, is those commodities. But there are things happening around the country that are really helping to address these issues. And we even have a paper mill potentially opening in Utah that will be closer than what we used to do, is shipping it to China. So there's going to be these opportunities starting to open up, and I've started actually talking to our surrounding states to see
This meeting will now come to order. The clerk will please call the roll.
Mayor Carlett?
Here.
Vice Mayor Binsbacher?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hunt?
Here.
Councilmember Patina?
Here.
Councilmember Finn?
Here.
And Councilmember Edwards?
Here.
Good evening and welcome to the Peoria City Council special meeting of September 3rd, 2019. The consent agenda consists of one item this evening, that is authorization to hold an executive session. I've received no request to remove anything from consent. Is there a motion from council?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Council, please vote.
Can you vote again, please? I didn't have it on.
Oh. Here, let's try. There we go. The consent agenda passes unanimously. We will now adjourn to executive session.
What are they looking for? So I'm a recycling inspector. I come up to a residency. I open that recycle bin. What am I looking for?
You're looking for anything that's not recyclable, such as the yard waste, the plastic bags. So you have the top 10 in the bin, that's all recyclable. If you're recycling properly, you'll see a tag left on your container that says, "Nice job, keep up the good work." This one is, yes, what is recyclable? You have your cardboard, paper, plastics, glass, and also aluminum and metal cans. And when you have something that is contaminated, you're going to be left a tag that lets you know, hey, look, don't put plastic bags in your recycle container. And then we give you a certain amount of time to correct it. If it's heavily contaminated, we will tag it, we'll turn the container around, and then we'll make contact with the resident to let them know to move some of that stuff over into the trash container.
And education is so important to this. What we're doing is we're going out and when we're seeing something wrong, we're leaving education behind them. Is that correct? Does it ever get so bad to where an inspector would not pick up somebody's load?
Yes, we can go out, we can determine this is, let's say it's 50% contamination. We take the container, tag it, turn it around, and put it up into the driveway, letting the resident know that this is why we did not service your container today. We try to make contact either right there while we're on site or by phone call or email, just letting them know what happened and why they did not receive service that day.
And Tim, it's important to note that by city ordinance, if that continues, if people are, most of it is education. People just don't know, or they're wish recyclers, or putting things in there that they thought were recyclable. But then there are some who are purposely using the second can as a second garbage can and just filling it up. If that continues, city ordinance allows us to discontinue servicing that recycle bin and in fact pull the recycle bin back entirely. So that is kind of a final option for us as well.
Gotcha. So, but if you're doing a good job, and I don't have a picture up here, but if you're doing a good job, I love this. You get a tag that's got a big old smiley face on it and a thumbs up, and it says you are recycling well. So this is a really good program. We have 3 full-time recycling inspectors.
We do have 3 full-time recycling inspectors.
And that's how important this recycling contamination issue really is, because as you mentioned earlier, the cost savings is important as well.
It is. It's an important part to it. We got to get that right.
Thank you. Okay, let's address some. We're getting questions as we go. So again,
Great.
Thank you all very much for asking your questions as we go along here. I appreciate them. So let's go to Sarah Wells. Other municipalities stop picking up from repeat offenders of contaminated recycling. Is Peoria working to address contamination individually, since other methods such as paper inserts and social media aren't working? I think we just addressed that question.
We're actually at that point. So again, we've had in ordinance, we've had that power to remove. We're to the point where, okay, we're going to couple this with some strong education and some regular inspections. And if we're not getting that cooperation, that compliance, then we do look at removing. So I know Stephen and Becky Borquez in our solid waste group have put together the solid waste action plan and are really looking to move that forward, because the education gets us so far, but that one-on-one specific contact is probably what's going to get us over the hump to some better percentages of compliance.
And just to talk on that a little bit more, a lot of times when we go out there and we do make contact with residents, they simply just didn't know what they were supposed to put in the recycle container. So if you're ever unsure, I like to use when in doubt, throw it out. So.
Right, and we're going to talk a little bit about what is and what is not recyclable, because the stream of questions I have coming in are all pretty much at this point, can I recycle this and can I recycle that? So really, I don't think that there are bad actors out there necessarily, maliciously recycling badly. A lot of time it is just they don't know if it's recyclable. And Steve, this is, I think, an important question, because I'm not always the best recycler in the world. I'm getting so much better. I kind of erred on the side of recycle because that sounds more environmentally friendly. So if I wasn't sure, I figured I could throw it in the recycle bin and it would get figured out. But I'm really kind of part of the problem. Is that the case?
I think that goes back to your wishful recycling slogan there, where we want things to be recyclable, but they're not necessarily recyclable for various reasons. And we really want to stick to the guidelines and what's acceptable inside Peoria's recycle program.
I would recommend any citizens in Peoria can go to the City of Phoenix North Gateway transfer station and get a tour on Thursdays, or potentially set up a tour for a different day. But it walks you through, and you actually get to see what happens after you've thrown it in the blue bin or whichever bin you have. So that education alone, you'll come out going, now I get it. I get why you can't throw plastic bags, because they show you what happens.
Right.
So highly recommend.
Can you walk me through a little bit? So the load gets dumped and it goes on big conveyor belts. There are people actively going through it, gears, machines.
Yeah,
Tell me about
so
it.
the people, so you have it coming up this conveyor belt and all of a sudden hits the line, and they've got people there, they're just immediately trying to take any dangers out. So propane tanks that people think they can recycle, those things, they need to pull those out. I mean, even City of Phoenix has seen a car engine come in and they had to shut the whole line down. So there's things like that's all they're looking for. They're not pulling, oh, look, a cap that I want to recycle and things like that. They need to get the safety things taken care of so the whole line doesn't break down. And then after that, you've got periods where people are maybe pulling one or two particular items, like a plastic bag off that got through or things like that. So there's, and they always say, if something's smaller than 2 inches, it's not going to make it through the whole line because there's all these cracks and crevices that it drops through. That stuff, they don't have the manpower time, things like that, to capture it and then re-put it into the recycling world, so it's going to go to the landfill. So hence, keep your caps on things and try to, if you're doing like foil, get a big ball of foil. Don't, save it up and get a big ball versus throwing little pieces of it in, because that's just going to contaminate paper or other plastics. It's the machines are using optical sorters too to sort this stuff. So they're looking for particular maybe symbols on the bottles or shapes, sizes. Also a reason you don't want to crush everything either, because it's reading that object, and if it's not three-dimensional, it may sneak through, and a crushed aluminum can may end up, you never know, into paper or things like that. So
That's really good to know. I was not.
that's why you should take that tour of that facility.
Yeah, I was
It's
taking
amazing.
a look
Yeah.
at the facility, and we have a video I think I'll put up
Yeah.
later this week to show people what that looks like.
Yeah, Tim, I just wanted to add to that. So the city of Peoria has really been forward thinking on this. So we contract with Phoenix and the MRF that both JB and Stephen were talking about. But because we are so interested in making sure that we're getting the best product bundled at the end of it, we have contributed $1 million towards their upgrade in that sorter equipment. So coming this September, October time period, maybe October, November, Phoenix is going through a full upgrade of that sorting equipment. So new opticals, new radars, new sensors to that. And Peoria contributed to that technology upgrade because we have an interest in seeing that high purity level be obtained in the sorting. So your fees at work.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
I jumped in on that.
Yeah, see, I feel like every time I bring the recycling group in, I always feel like I learned something new every single time. Steve, we talked a little bit about plastic bags. I want to mention that some more. Those are a real problem. Can you tell me why?
The main reason is that it gets stuck in the equipment at the materials recovery facility, and it's really hard to get out. I think this past year we did a recycling bag challenge where we were able to have about 18 schools within the Peoria School District do a competition to see how many plastic bags they could collect so that we could get them out of that recycling stream. We were able to collect about 6 tons. The winner of the school then received a park bench that was made out of those plastic bags.
Thank you. So I got a plastic bag here. So this is your regular old plastic bag from the grocery store.
Right.
But I also learned something, and this is why I think it's so important for the public. Oh, Becky's got it for me. Sorry, I was talking off mic there, and everybody heard it. But I feel terrible. I recycle this, and things like this all the time. Is this considered a plastic bag too?
It is considered a plastic bag. So what you can do with those plastic bags is take them back to the grocery store, and they will take them and recycle them properly.
And I really, it had a recycle symbol on it, so I have been recycling these, but that doesn't necessarily mean. But that comes back to JB, what you said, when in doubt, throw it out?
Throw it out, yeah.
when-
A lot of that, if you're not willing to do the research, don't throw it in there and contaminate everyone else's hard work in trying to figure it out. So you want to make sure you know the right things to put in there, and there's probably some great resources on Peoria's website.
I was just about to give that. That's a
So-
great segue. For more information on recycling, you can go to peoriaaz.gov/recycle. And there's tons of information on there. All of these wonderful things, as simple, and we try to make it easy, right? What can't you recycle? Soiled paper, styrofoam cups. So this is, keep this on your refrigerator, keep this at home, and then when in doubt, if you're not sure, throw it out. Because like I said, I was kind of hoping that it was recyclable, and it is not. So
I think a good thing too with these contests, the contests are great because you capture a lot of material, but those participating, I'd like to say, please don't consume more than you normally would. Use those reusable bags. We need to reduce and reuse before we're recycling all the time. And Americans in general they consume twice as much as any other country. So per person, we're at almost 8 pounds, and most people are at 4 pounds. So we need to start reducing what we're creating in the first place, which will also help us manage our recycling overall.
Right, and we're going to start talking about what's recyclable here in a second. But I have one last question that I think is really valuable. I'm sorry, I'm just jumping back and forth. I have another question from a Facebook user here. Sorry, that was a long pause, wasn't it? Kevin, sorry, I'm reading my own question.
threw it.
Yeah, I know, right? Kevin. People that live in multifamily homes, in
Okay.
Apartment complexes and townhomes and things like that, some of them don't have access to recycling. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, a couple years ago, the state legislature reclassified apartments or multifamily housing from residential to commercial, which put them in the open market. And so a lot of apartment complex owners or managers have contracted with haulers who don't offer a recycle program, or they've just chosen not to subscribe to that recycle program. The city of Peoria does offer a recycling program to multifamily housing. If they contract for service with the city of Peoria, we do the trash and the recycling. And again, our recycling rates on the commercial side are very competitive and in fact below market at this point, so it's a good incentive. If they're not seeing that service, really where they need to go is to their manager and encourage them to subscribe to that. And it's not hard. Usually what happens is you get an extra dumpster added to the back lot or wherever the trash is taken. Some are more aggressive, or they'll do hallway pickups, things of that nature, but right now there is no forced recycling, so to speak.
And we talked about letting the market take its force. When you go, choose an apartment, there's a real simple thing you can do is ask them about their recycling, and if they get asked often enough, maybe we'll make a change. So
let's hope. I mean, I think it's an important, and again, it's driven by those who want the service. And so if your apartment complex hears that its residents want the service, and that's a factor in selecting their location, they're more inclined to buy the service and provide it.
So, last question. I actually remembered what it was. I forgot right in the middle there. Or go the long pause. Okay, last question just to the group. We talked a little bit about reuse, reduce. What else can we do besides recycle so that we don't have to recycle those things in the first place? And I point to what you all have sitting in front of you on the table. Who wants to field this question?
JB, all set?
talk
Okay,
about it
please,
for you.
yes, please.
So there are many things you can do, and I actually provide ideas in videos I do for ADEQ on contamination and trying to help educate and talk on what these guys are also talking about out there and just complement it. So, you've got this, you've got reusable utensils, straws. They even come in little kits now where it's a fork, knife, spoon, straw, cleaner for the straw so you don't have that nasty buildup inside. You've got your reusable grocery bags. There's, at my work, since 2013, I decided, you know what, I'm going to stop using paper towels in the bathroom. And I bring my own little face towel. I bring 5 a week. I got one for every day. And I just go in, bring it with me, dry off. I don't use paper towels anymore. And I think not only do we need to look at substituting things that we can continually reuse, which I even have a coffee mug that I'll bring to the cafe and say, hey, can you just fill this up? But we need to look at how we're doing that, and there's lots of other things where if you're not buying recycled content products, so things made from recycled content, then you're not fully recycling either, because that's the end of it. That's the end. We got to support the market to keep it moving. So if we're not, I just bought these cool sneakers I found online that are 100% recycled content, made from fish netting and plastic bottles and tires and all this stuff. I mean, they look normal. They don't look like a mess like that. But so there are lots of things you can do and check out. I mean, even pizza boxes you can turn into a laptop stand if you want, or use them and make a solar oven. To do that little fun project with your kids if you can. So there's a lot of things we can do. We just got to kind of make a little effort and find out what's out there.
And we have more ideas at peoriaaz.gov/recycle. Do you have, does ADEQ have a website that?
So if you go on we have a YouTube page.
Okay.
So they can search, go on YouTube and just type ADEQ recycling, and it'll bring up a lot of my videos and then a bunch of other videos we have for the agency as well. So I think that's a good place.
Steve, is there anything you want to add to that? Things we can do to, on top of recycling, to not have to put those things in the garbage or the recycle bin?
Well, I think, and one thing that I started doing at my home is I now use, and I keep going back to plastic bags because it's probably our #1 contaminant here in the city of Peoria as well as other places. I started using the reusable cloth bags where you take them to the grocery store, and instead of using their plastic bags, you just reuse them. So we do offer those. I better back that up a little bit. We do have those, and if you attend things like some of our Park Fests, you can play games and learn a little bit more about recycling and how to properly recycle, and we give out things like this and those types of bags.
So I've been here for 10 years with the city of Peoria, and I've been going to events and fairs and Park Fests for 10 years, and my favorite place to stop is always the recycle booth, because A, you always have cool stuff, and B, you always have something to do, a game or something interactive. So our public education is a really important part of our entire, it's more than just hanging things on people's doors. It's really about that universal education. So just, I guess for me, great job to the recycling department. And sitting behind me over here is Becky Borquez, and she is a wonderful educator, and I've run into her a million times out at a million Park Fests. And if you come out to another Peoria event, you can come hang out with the recycle division. Just thought I'd give you a shout out there, Becky. Had to do it. Anything you want to add?
No, you're right on.
Good.
This is
All right. So
stuff.
let's get to the million questions here. I guess this is just the speed round here of what is and what is not recyclable. So one of the questions I had was water bottles. Well, I'm just going to go down the row. I'm going to start with you, Steve. Water bottles, the plastic caps on the end, and also not just water bottles, but like contaminated bottles. So let's say I had a Gatorade bottle, right? Do I have to rinse it out? Do I have to take the cap off? Do I leave the cap on? How does it work?
So if you're going to recycle that bottle, it is recyclable. You want to rinse it out first. It doesn't have to be cleaned with soap or anything. Just a quick rinse with water, dry it out, and then you leave the cap on, because it is smaller than those 2 inches that JB was talking about earlier, where the cap, if you throw the cap away on its own, it may not make it to where it's supposed to go.
You know, and I did not know the 2 inches thing. That is just fascinating, and it makes perfect sense because I've seen the equipment working, and it's going to fall through. So that really helps me to kind of visualize, you know, the cap is recyclable, but if I just throw it in there by itself, it's just going to fall through. So that's absolutely fascinating. Okay, I got an easy one for you because one of our Facebook users asked. Let's see. This is Jean Santangelo wants to know about brown paper bags.
Yes, brown paper bags are recyclable. I think the one thing that I've been told from City of Phoenix is if it rips, it's paper, put it in there. So
Gotcha. So follow up from the same person is what about glossy magazines?
I believe those are fine, yeah. Magazines are paper, so yeah.
Okay. But then when we get down to the level of like paper towels.
No, please.
Okay, so
no.
that is a little bit different, even though
Yeah.
the word paper is in there.
Paper
Kleenex,
towels.
paper towels. Talk about that.
Yeah, paper towels, napkins, tissues, that's, those are pretty much end-of-life paper products. Those are meant to just do one thing and be done with.
Yeah.
So please don't put those in there because it's gross, but it also, you use a napkin, you're getting all the greases and food waste and all that on there, and you don't want to mix that when you're pulping paper. So, yeah, keep napkins, paper towels, tissues, all of that out.
Kevin, this one's for you. Mail. So you get mail. Sometimes you have an envelope that's got bubble wrap in it. You've got mixed material mail, glossy papers. What am I
Mostly,
recycling?
I mean, a lot of times your junk mail is absolutely recyclable, but if you've got bubble wrap, if you've got the styrofoam peanuts, you got to take those out.
What about this is really for me. I don't know the answer. What about an envelope? Because it's got like the licky plate. Is it still cool to recycle?
okay,
even though
put it
it's
in there.
got a okay, good.
it in there.
It's paper, right? So let's.
It's paper. It's pretty amazing to watch. When I worked for the city of Flagstaff, they had an active paper mill that did the recycling, and it was pretty fascinating to watch that stuff just get all melted down and reused. So it cactus, that you've put those cactus in that box, and then, well, I guess that's not perfect because you got to put that in the trash, but that's a.
You're right. For bulk trash pickup, you don't want to use those boxes to put cactus inside of it so that the operators that are on the ground putting that into the truck don't hurt themselves.
That's good to know.
And some of that film that comes in those boxes can actually go in with your grocery bag, the plastic bags, and go back to the grocery store.
What about the peanuts?
Not peanuts,
No peanuts. No
Reuse those.
styrofoam?
Reuse the peanuts.
Okay.
At ADEQ, I had one of our lab techs came to me the other day and said, hey, he had a box, huge box full of them. And we just said, okay, well, we'll see what we can do. Well, it turns out our ADOA, the Department of Administration, has a surplus group, and they need those to ship certain things. So we're just taking them from our office and moving them over to a different office. They're reused. The customers down the line reuse them. So,
Yeah, you're going to ship something eventually, right?
Yeah,
You know, it's you dump those peanuts into a bag and then hang on to them until the next time you ship. You don't have to pay for more. That's a real simple. It's that wheel of recycling and
if
reusing.
we're going to create it, then we might as well keep it moving as long as we can. So.
That's a good one. Okay, so I want to make sure I hit everybody's questions. Sorry. I just had a really good one here. You want to jump? Please, yeah, please. While I try to read my Facebook views here. Sorry.
I did want to let you know that we are also adding things to our webpage as often as we possibly can. So we'll have new videos coming, and we're also trying to get a widget on there on the website so that you can just log in. You can put inside the little box, is this recyclable? You punch in the name, and it lets you know yes or no. So we are working on that right now.
And if we have any teachers or businesses or anyone listening, we also have a recycling toolkit on the azdeq.gov website. So it just gives them kind of good tips on how to get started, how to do a little waste audit, and then kind of move from there. So if I know a lot of teachers contact me about recycling programs and how to get started, we've got some great info on azdeq.gov.
Tim, one of the other things that the Solid Waste Division is working on too is some improved markings or labeling on the bins itself about what is recyclable, what isn't. I know that we've got some lists on there, but sometimes that's not the easiest to reference or see. You kind of like the icons and the quick reference to that. So we're always looking at new ideas for how we can improve the barrel itself to give people hints and helpful tools to know what to put in and what not to put in.
That's good to know. Okay, so some other things that I'm just absolutely terrible at recycling, and I don't know. Let's try here, Kevin. I'll give you an easy one. Paper plates. It's paper, but it's a tough one, right? Because
it's in the same venue as kind of the used paper towels and the used napkins and things of that nature. So it's a no-go on the paper plates. So
Okay.
you can leave those out. That would be great.
So this is a good one right here. No electronics or hazardous waste. So I've got electronics, hazardous waste. Is there a way to recycle electronics? How would I do that?
There is. So you can actually take your electronics down to the city of Glendale, and they will accept your e-waste. If you just take
Glendale landfill.
the city, I'm sorry, city of Glendale landfill, not to the city of
And
Glendale, the city of Glendale
Thank
landfill. Please don't take it down to the city of Glendale. You can take it there, and they will accept it.
Okay, and let's address a couple of other things that are on this list. Hazardous waste, that's a no-no. That's not going to be recycled anywhere at all. But we do have household hazardous waste pickup. Can you talk a little bit about that?
We do have a household hazardous waste program where we have 3 events a year. You can call in during certain months. We take phone calls for about a month, and then we schedule a pickup at your home. So you're going to take all of your household hazardous waste. You're going to put it in like that Amazon box you were talking about. You're going to label it HHW, and you'll place all of your HHW items in that box, and you'll leave it up by your either driveway or carport. And you call into the city of Peoria. We schedule you on your service day. We come out and we pick that stuff up at no cost.
Can you give me a couple of examples of the type of things that you would put in your household hazardous waste?
You can put things like, let's just say Windex, some aerosol cleaners. We do not want paint. Please do not try to send us your latex paints. Just some of those types of items.
Very good.
But if they do a little research, there are places that might take their paint. So
Right.
just Google it.
Right, and yeah, same goes with batteries. There are places that will take batteries and recycle them, and there are
Right.
places that won't.
Right.
So let's talk about food waste, if you don't mind, JB. What happens? Can food waste be recycled? And do I have another option?
No, it should not go in your recycling container. If anything, start backyard composting. That's a great way to do it. There are also certain vendors around that may come to your house and pick up a bucket of your food waste, leave you an empty one, and they go compost it. It costs a little bit to do that, but for me, I just compost it in the backyard and goes into my gardens. But yeah, as far as going into your blue bin or your recycling bin, it's gonna contaminate everything in there, and it's hazardous for the workers as well. So you don't need all those molds and all that stuff growing in there.
And if I can add one more thing, the city of Peoria does not have a composting program. However, if you are interested in composting, we do provide a container for you. All you have to do is call into the solid waste line, and we can schedule that and send you a container.
And I know we've had classes throughout the years on things like composting and educating the public on ways that they can compost. So even though we don't have a program, we've done education in the past
Yes.
for that as well. Okay, I got this question for you, Steve. Again, I keep coming back to you. Sorry. What is the craziest thing you've seen recycled? What are things putting in that recycle bin? What type of things?
A lot of people think that because it's metal, they will put engine parts in the recycle container. We really don't want to recycle engine parts. That's, I think, the craziest thing that I've seen to date is people continue to put those engine parts in there because they're made of metal, aluminum, or plastic, but then when you combine them together, they're not in that single use.
Kevin, clothes. We don't want to put clothes in the recycle bin, but what can we do with it?
You know, there's lots of options for clothes. Certainly, secondhand stores will take it. You even get the tax credit for it. So we certainly encourage folks to take those and reuse. I mean, that's the other part of the triangle there is reuse clothing. But it is not fit for the recycle bin, and it has kind of some of the same hazards that the plastic bags do. It gets caught in the machinery and gunks it up or pulls it to a stop and just doesn't work.
All right, I'm going to check here for any other comments. I think we hit all of them.
I think a good one to tell people is don't put sharps in there too in the recycling bin.
Yeah.
Needles, those
Oh,
are
yeah.
not something they can put there. They're going to have to. We have specific guidelines on Department of Environmental Quality's website as far as what residents should do with them, and businesses as well. But never put those in the recycle bin because that again puts the workers at danger, and they're not recyclable.
Gotcha. And I guess, sorry, I got another Facebook question about plastic grocery bags. We mentioned it before, but I might want to mention it one more time. You can't put plastic grocery bags in the recycle bin. It's actually very bad because it gunks up the whole system. What can I do with them?
You can take them to your local grocery store and they will accept them and they will make sure they're recycled properly.
And I've started to notice every grocery store I go in, I now know where it is because in every grocery store it's, you know, towards the front entrance. So once you start paying attention, you'll see them there at the front.
The neat thing, last year the state fair actually collected them, and they had these topiary elephants that they stuffed. People could bring them in and stuff them full, and they ended up collecting over 1,000 pounds just in the duration of the state fair doing that. So ultimately, don't use them. Don't bag your recyclables either. I know that's a big one that they see in the bins too. They should be clean already. When you're putting them in there, they should be clean enough. You don't need to bag them because that's just going to do the same thing that a plastic bag will do. So.
Yeah.
I think we've hit all of our Facebook questions. I'd like to just close and give you guys an opportunity to reach out to all the people that are watching right now and the people that are going to watch in the future, and just give them a message about what you want them to know most about recycling. And Kevin, we'll start with you.
Recycling is still a great service and a great responsibility that people are taking. And so I'm very enthused that people are taking the time to learn about what's right and what's wrong with recycling because, again, there's an economic benefit, there's a social benefit, and there's definitely an environmental benefit, and we don't want that to go by the wayside. So thank you for taking the time to learn what's right and what's not right. I think keep focusing on those big three of cardboard, plastic bottles, and aluminum cans. Obviously, there's a lot more, but if you can even just stay with those three and always keep those front of mind, you're going to be in good shape.
Fantastic. JB.
Yeah, I'd just like to challenge everyone to just change one thing that you do in your normal routine every day, as far as, instead of taking a plastic cup from the store, bring your own reusable water bottle, bring your bags, bring whatever you can to reduce the waste you're creating in the first place. And just do that. You could do it once a week, once a month, whatever you can do, but just try to reduce it, because recycling's amazing and it's gonna catch what we can't reuse, but ultimately let's try to reduce the waste we already create.
Steve?
Well, that doesn't leave me much to say, does it? So what I'm going to do instead is give you a couple of tips for putting your trash out on service days.
Please.
Make sure that your trash containers are out at 6 a.m. We're constantly changing routes, so the trash or recycle driver might come at different times. And also make sure that, you have the whole thing there. Look at that.
Hey, look at that.
Place the cans
We
in the
came
street.
prepared, yeah.
And make sure your containers are 4 foot apart. General rule is to spread your arms apart and make sure that you have that much distance between each container, and don't overfill, and also bag and tie.
So the stand with your arms apart, I actually do that every time I put my, it was in one of the tips that you guys sent out, and sometimes my son, who's actually here right now running audio in there, sometimes I'll go out, he'll take the trash out, and I'll go out there. I'll be like, it's not, it's not 4 feet apart. So I get a little naggy on that. So that's great. These are all fantastic tips. The cans out by 6 p.m. is a really important one. Can you explain that a little bit?
Just out by 6 a.m. 6 a.m.
Did I
in the
say
morning.
6 p.m.?
Yes, sir. 6
I did.
About
There you
6
go.
p.m.
Yeah.
the night before,
Sorry,
yes.
6 a.m. Why is that so important?
We do change routes, or sometimes we have truck issues, so we want to make sure that if everybody has their can out by 6 a.m., you do receive service.
Right, because you might get picked up every day at 10 o'clock, and then for whatever reason,
Right.
it's picked up a little earlier, or a little later.
Absolutely.
So very good. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank our panelists, all three of you guys. Thank you for giving me your 45 minutes of your time today. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. For more information, you can go to www.peoriaaz.gov/recycle. You can continue to ask us questions through Facebook. Our social media is just a great opportunity to interact. It's checked all day long. Ask us questions. I pass them along to the experts and give you an answer right there on social media. So feel free to keep please asking your questions, and we will keep answering them. And please keep doing what you're doing, because overall, recycling is still such an important part of our entire solid waste program. So keep doing what you're doing, make a couple of small changes, and thank you very much for giving us your time and for watching our live Q&A here on Peoria Facebook. Thank you.
All right. Everybody ready to hop on the pogo and bounce around Peoria? Well, you've come to the right place. If you were looking for an older age man to jump on a 9-year-old's pogo stick, you've also found the right place. So thank you all for coming. We are here to launch Peoria on the Go, or POGO. So thank you all for joining us this morning. POGO is our first circulator, and a circulator is a little bit different, as you can tell. It's not your traditional bus. Certainly a little smaller. We carry about 20 passengers. It's about 2/3 of a regular sized bus. That smaller bus gets us into smaller places, whether it's Walmart and Albertsons or neighborhoods. It also gets us around through those neighborhoods, and it's smaller range. It's really designed to connect our neighborhoods to our amenities, all within the city of Peoria. Mayor Carlett's going to welcome you. She was first elected to City Council in 2005 and was re-elected twice on the council before in 2015 was elected mayor, becoming Peoria's first female mayor, and re-elected just this past November in 2018 to a 4-year term. She has been a strong advocate for transportation, and she can always be seen leading Peoria with innovation that makes this livable city a community of distinction. So with that, please welcome Mayor Carlett.
Thank you for that. What a great introduction there. Well, so good morning, and thanks to all of you for being here today. Isn't this exciting? This is really a historic day for the city of Peoria. When I first took office as mayor, I made a commitment to work alongside City Council to take steps to enrich the Peoria experience. Don't you love that? The Peoria experience. That's what we do here. So this City Council, I am very happy to say, shares in the vision of user-friendly transportation, and over the past few years, am working very closely with regional partners like Valley Metro. We have made a lot of progress. Last year, we unveiled the expansion of the 83rd Avenue fixed bus line from Northern Avenue to Bell Road. And since that route opened, we have seen a tremendous amount of ridership. There is really a big need in the city of Peoria. So improving transit is one of the best and greenest ways for us to connect our city. And I am thrilled today that we are introducing Peoria on the Go. Yeah. On its first day, POGO will serve 18 miles, 8,000 jobs, and more than 18,000 residents. Day one. So we are really, really proud of that coverage, and hopefully as time goes on, we will be expanding that coverage more and more. Having a solid and diverse transportation system is also a great attraction for new employers that are looking to expand in our city. So we can never underestimate the value of transit and commerce. Those two things go together hand in hand. With a 12-hour service window, our new circulator will link our growing community to people, places, and the regional route connections. An incredible asset for the city of Peoria. For us, it's all about connectivity, commerce, and exceptional services. We are constantly working to enrich the Peoria experience for residents today and those of the future. So I am thrilled to offer this incredible amenity, and I can't wait to see our residents bouncing around town. Thank you all for being here.
Next up, we have the Vice Mayor, first elected in 2015, representing the Mesquite District, and elected Vice Mayor this past January. Vice Mayor Binsbacher is a member of the MAG Transportation Policy Committee, and with a long history of public service, the Vice Mayor works especially hard to keep groups connected, making her the perfect next speaker as POGO connects seniors, students, and choice riders from the Northwest Peoria into the city center. Let's call to the podium Vice Mayor Binsbacher.
Thank you, Kevin. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful celebration. I'm so excited to be here this morning and make history in Peoria. I want to thank all of our elected officials here and Congresswoman Lesko for being here and not in D.C. Beautiful weather today. But this is such a big moment and point in time in history in the city of Peoria, and it is all about connectivity. I say all of the time that we are as successful as the partnerships that we cultivate, and we have some tremendous partnerships in the city of Peoria, and we are focused on providing balanced amenities throughout our city for all of our citizens, and POGO is just that. It's one more component to all of the balanced amenities that we offer as a city, and it offers a very fun, dependable, and regionally connected transportation option for citizens, and it's affordable. Affordable in that it's free. And I represent the most northern district of Peoria. So I am representing from Happy Valley North, and this gives us an opportunity to provide public transportation, again, regionally connected public transportation to the northern part of our city, and give opportunities to citizens to be able to get to places, everyday places that we take for granted, whether it's doctor's offices, our parks, our libraries, our restaurants, and shopping. This is a great opportunity for them to be able to do that, and we'll continue to grow and move that direction and provide these opportunities. So again, I want to thank all of you here for being here for this incredible celebration of POGO and kicking POGO off. I saw it going down Lake Pleasant Parkway on my way here, and I can't tell you how exciting this really is. So again, this is an alternative to our Dial-A-Ride program that's already in place, but this is a constant. You don't have to call ahead. You don't have to pay. It has more flexibility, and people will have more flexibility to be able to jump on all day, 12 hours a day. So again, this is an exciting time. I'm very honored to be here. We're making history, more to come, and thank you all for being here to celebrate with us.
Keeping it rolling. Our next speaker is Councilmember John Edwards, first elected to the City Council in 2013 from the Willow District. Councilmember Edwards has served as Vice Mayor both in 2015 and in 2017. Councilmember Edwards serves as the Peoria's representative to the Valley Metro Board of Directors. This is our transit lifeline to the Metropolitan Transit Authority. So it's very important. His position is very important, particularly to the Transit Division, but also to the rest of the council. And we're very fortunate in that he is a transit champion, and we are lucky to have him on our team. So please welcome Councilmember Edwards.
Wow, I like that champion. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for coming out. I just want a special recognition to the students in the audience. We have members of Peoria Flex Academy and Sunrise Mountain High School. This service is in part for you as well. So thank you guys for attending today. You know, over the last 5 years, I have spent countless hours going to all of the high schools and talking to anywhere from 300 to 500 students in those 5 years. And it seems like the common theme has always been, we have no accessibility to all of the amenities that Peoria has to offer. And now you do. With this service, you now have accessibility. Make sure you guys load this application on your phone. I showed the students from Sunrise where that app is at. It's going to show you where the routes are at, where the buses are at currently at the time, and where you need to go. So make sure that you load this application. You know, wow, 18 miles just to start with. So you'll be able to go from P83, where we're located here, all the way up to Happy Valley and Lake Pleasant, and anything and everything in between. You can get off and go see friends. You can go to the high school. It goes right past 2 of the high schools. It goes right past our Sunrise Mountain Library. The key thing is here is accessibility. Students are always complaining that they always have to wait for their parents or they have to wait for friends to take them someplace. Now you don't. Now you have access to jobs, you have access to entertainment, and you can just get out and have fun, explore everything that Peoria has to offer, because we have great amenities in the city, and as our mayor said, more to come as we expand this route, because I have no doubt that we will expand this route in the future, which just opens up so many more opportunities for you guys. So once again, thank you guys for coming out. Load that application on your phone, and I'll see you bouncing around Pogo. Thank you.
I would like to invite Congresswoman Debbie Lesko to the podium.
Well, thank you. I'm your U.S. Congresswoman, and 3 weeks out of the month, I am usually in Washington, D.C., and can I tell you, I am so happy to be in Arizona. I love Arizona. I love the job, but I wish the United States Capitol was moved to Arizona. But anyway, I want to give a recognition today, and so I'm going to ask the mayor, Carla, to come forward. And Mayor, basically, this is our recognition. Says Congresswoman Debbie Lesko, Arizona's District 8 Congressional Recognition, presented to the City of Peoria. Peoria on the Go, Pogo Project. Thank you for striving to improve our community. Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you for all of you that have been involved. You know, working in our community and living in our community and improving our community is everyone's goal. So thank you for doing such a great job.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman. All right, no better speaker to finish up our line of distinguished speakers than Mr. Scott Smith. Mr. Smith is the CEO of Valley Metro and has been since 2016. He has the difficult job of balancing the transit needs of 18 different member agencies in Maricopa County. Prior to serving as CEO for Valley Metro, Mr. Smith was mayor of the city of Mesa, and during that time he also served as president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, a great distinction for Arizona. But again, Valley Metro is a critical partner with Peoria in providing those transit services. So let's welcome to the podium Mr. Scott Smith.
Thank you. As you're soon going to find out, yes, there are much better speakers that could be back clean up here. Mayor, Congresswoman, Vice Mayor, and my board member, Councilmember John Edwards, and Roland Winters, representing the City of Surprise. What a great day for Peoria. I love these things. First of all, thank you very much to the Chamber of Commerce, as Harry Carey used to always say. Thank you for such a beautiful day, because I've gone to a lot of these events and sweat a lot, and today is so gorgeous. You know, as I was driving over here, and it's 52 miles from my house to this location in Mesa, I always think about how this area has grown so much, this valley. Been around a long time, had the opportunity to work out here, and I know Peoria well, built a lot of homes in here 15, 20 years ago. And I was talking to the mayor before about how great it is to see Peoria expand in an orderly and a planned way, and what a great community it's become. It's reminded me, and yet has yet to grow. It reminded me of a lot of things we say in public transportation. That is that 21st century cities need 21st century transportation options. And with all the changes in technology, autonomous vehicles, Ubers, Lyfts, we still have options, and we're still relevant and will be for years in public transportation. Something that surprises people is that in this valley, and yes, this valley is very, very big, nearly 70 million riders a year ride our buses, our trains, our paratransit, and van pools. 70 million. That's almost 250,000 people a day. This is the latest addition to that. This offers options that will enable Peoria to grow, as has been said, and to grow in a way that is truly a 21st century. I've heard the mayor speak before about Peoria being a 21st century city, and you truly are. And we are so excited to partner with you. The Pogo, I love the name. I love the bright colors, which signifies excitement and the future, and the connectivity, accessibility, and most of all, an option to build a 21st century city and 21st century offices. So congratulations. We are so grateful at Valley Metro to be partners with, as was said, 18 different cities, which, as you can imagine, creates challenges at times, but these are the fun times when all the hard work of the Peoria staff, the Valley Metro staff, our taxpayers, countywide and citywide, come together to create something that's truly going to serve the citizens of Peoria and the entire region for many, many years to come. So thank you so very much for the opportunity to join with you. Congratulations to Peoria. And we do look for this service to expand considerably in the next few years, and we are ready and willing to be there to be partners with the city of Peoria and the community of Peoria to make this happen. Thank you very much.
So now for a couple of fun things. Councilmember Edwards talked about the app. I encourage you to pull out the phone, go to Google Play, Apple iTunes. But if you can go to them and you look up TSO Pogo. You can look up just plain Pogo, but it'll get you there quicker if you go to TSO Pogo, and it'll get the route going on your phone, and it'll tell you where the buses are relative to where your position is. So you know how many minutes you're going to be waiting at that bus stop, or how many minutes you're going to sit inside before you go out to the bus stop. So that's going to be real handy for our group to have going around. Have a great Earth Day as we launch our Pogo and bounce around town. Thank you all.
Pogo, Peoria on the Go, the free circulator bus for North Peoria. With service every half hour from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Pogo starts at the Peoria Sports Complex, 84th Avenue and Mariner Way, traversing both directions up and down 83rd and 91st Avenues, all the way to Happy Valley Road. Pogo, Peoria on the Go, bounce around town starting April 22nd.
Peoria on the Go.
The art form of pottery goes back to the Neolithic period, dating back to 29,000 to 25,000 BC. Ceramic art is one of the oldest art forms in human history. Stemming from the use of clay to create functional objects like bowls and jugs, ceramics expanded to provide communities with decorative pieces and, in the end, fine art.
Artist and instructor Tiffany Bailey shares her passion for the art form of ceramics with students at Phoenix College. Welcome to Spirit of the Arts. I'm your host, Andrea Zakshesky.
A lot of my work is really referencing topography and landforms and this idea of place and people's connection to place and memory to place. So a lot of my work currently really talks about or investigates the topography of my childhood home, which is in Wisconsin.
Tiffany has her Master's of Fine Art from Arizona State University and has exhibited across the U.S. She brings a worldly perspective of ceramics by attending as a visiting artist in such places as Hungary at the International Ceramics Studio and has attended workshops in China. Tiffany has received numerous awards, such as the Teaching Excellence Award. She brings a passion for ceramics to her students.
Tiffany was my instructor and has been my instructor for the year that I've been here, and she's very enthusiastic. She's a great teacher. She knows a lot about everything, and she makes amazing pieces herself. I'm inspired to be an artist just by the fact that I love to create. I love the fact that I can just use my hands and make beautiful pieces of art.
Misty says she is inspired by the Mexican Ortiz potters who made everything by hand. They dug their own clay, made intricate designs on the outside of pottery. Students in Tiffany's class learn such methods as hand building. She works with clay using tools and coiling, keeping the fingers flat, form the clay into sausage shapes, then roll into ropes to make a shallow dish. They then stack and join, coiling of clay on top of each other, pinching, shaping the clay by pinching with the thumb and fingers while rotating the ball, building with slab and the pottery wheel. When the piece is finished, Tiffany shows them how to fire the piece up in the kiln. After the piece is done, they can add their glazes. Once the students have a body of work, Tiffany encourages them to apply for art competitions such as Artists of Promise. Artists of Promise is an annual event which recognizes the top art students of the Maricopa Community Colleges. Misty won in the category of ceramics as a first semester student.
I was very surprised when I was chosen to show in the Artists of Promise. You know, the peacock vase was really the first large piece I've made. I did it in my first semester of ceramics.
It's really dynamic. Not only is it built really well, but the form is very pleasing, and then the surface treatment that she used with the sgraffito technique, the carving, adding the peacock feathers onto it, it's a wonderful piece.
Tiffany encourages her students to apply to art galleries and other local art shows. She suggests they check Call for Artists in a magazine, Ceramics Monthly, which lists opportunities on a local, regional, and national level. Tiffany helps the students price their works to exhibit and show in galleries.
So something like that, I would probably put $225 on for the whole set. And so it all depends on length of time that I spent on it, I guess materials, but also, mostly the time that I put into it. My most expensive piece, I think I sold a piece for like $825.
Students who complete the ceramics program have several job opportunities. One can teach with a master's degree, work for a factory designing pieces, open an art gallery to sell, and do workshops on pottery techniques. Tiffany continues to produce ceramics and inspire her students. Tiffany believes that teaching helps to elevate ceramics as an art form. Many believe that her work and her students continue to inspire current and future ceramic artists. Tiffany teaches beginning, intermediate, and advanced ceramic classes. Beginning classes are open to anyone, and no previous experience is required. Art students continue to seek out classes in the Maricopa Community Colleges, such as Phoenix College, for top-notch instruction at an affordable price by highly trained professors who are passionate about the arts.
If you're inspired by the process and beauty of making ceramics, perhaps you might consider taking classes. For more information, go to phoenixcollege.edu. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Spirit of the Arts. I'm your host, Andrea Zakrzewski.
According to a report by the Arizona Department of Health Services, those living with type 2 diabetes within the state has more than doubled over the past decade. And doctors here at the University of Arizona's Medical College in Phoenix say that this wellness market put on by the university might be able to make a difference for those living with the disease.
Those attending the market can stop by the Wesley Community Health Center. The center can help people determine if they're at risk of having diabetes. Dr. Farshad Fani Marvasti says nationally there are about 30 million people with diabetes.
Of that 30 million, 9 million of them do not know they have diabetes. They're walking around with diabetes and they don't know it. So actually going and learning about it is very important, right? And again, the majority of all this, when I'm saying diabetes, it's type 2 diabetes. That's the one that's preventable, treatable, and even reversible by food and lifestyle.
The monthly market offers health information, health services, and healthy food options. Its location in the hustle and bustle of metropolitan Phoenix makes it an easy stop for those who study and work at the ASU and U of A downtown campuses.
I'm here with Art Lee, and he's the Deputy General Counsel for the university, and this is not his first time at the wellness market. Can you tell me why you keep on coming back?
Because I love supporting local vendors, and they have excellent products here. And I think it's great to have an opportunity to get like healthy items, and my office is pretty close by too.
Food vendors also say their healthy farm-to-table options are what brings customers back.
So I'm here with Amy, and she's here from Chang Noi Thai Street Food. And Amy, can you tell me what you're cooking up here?
Okay, pretty much today I have pretty much organic drumstick, pretty much marinated in like my mother recipe, pretty much from like back home, and then it's organic drumstick, and then pretty much get it from my local farm.
For more information about the Wellness Market, head to facebook.com and type in Downtown Phoenix Wellness Market. For Arizona Capital TV, I'm Alexis Burdine. A disease without a known cause or cure is bringing thousands together. Volunteers pack into Sloan Park for the JDRF Phoenix One Walk. Each year, 40,000 people in the United States are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and those participating in this walk aim to make type 1 type none.
There's something about the JDRF community that is what we call a family. It's more than just a community. We are bound by this 24/7 disease. With type 1, the only control is insulin dependence. And that's a tough job to keep. Because think about it. This morning you had breakfast and you ate. Well, for a type 1, they have to do a blood test. They have to count their carbs. They have to give themselves a certain amount of insulin. And you self-prescribe. So it's a tricky disease. And that's why we need each other.
ASU's Delta Tau Delta fraternity is among the largest groups participating in the walk.
Our philanthropy that we raise money for throughout the year is actually the JDRF. And so one of the things that we do every spring is participate in the One Walk. The best part about this is honestly getting everybody close together to support a great cause. We don't get many opportunities like this.
I am type 1 diabetic, and the walk has awesome people that are just like me. It's a pain, but I'm hopeful that they'll find a cure soon.
Volunteers call this year's walk successful, raising nearly $1 million, meaning they're one donation closer to finding a cure for Paloma and others like her. The date for next year's walk hasn't been announced, but you can learn more about JDRF by going to www.jdrf.org. For Arizona Capital TV, I'm Alexis Burdine.
Welcome to historic Old Town Peoria. Thank you for joining us for the live grand opening of the Community Assistance Resource Center. Located in the Peoria Community Center at 8335 West Jefferson, this new facility is a partnership between the City of Peoria and, at this time, 11 nonprofit groups that provide assistance, training, and opportunity to the citizens of Peoria. Services provided include financial, healthcare, child development, nutrition, adaptive programs, and more. Peoria residents can get information, attend workshops, sign up for assistance, or consult with experts for a variety of needs in this dynamic
Stefan Ravendron.
Here.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the Peoria City Council special meeting of September 3rd, 2019. We have one item on our study session agenda this evening, and I'll turn it over to our city manager, Jeff Tyne, to begin.
Great, thank you, Mayor and Council, and really appreciate the opportunity to provide you a general plan update. And as you are aware, this has been a very long, laborious process, but very important in that it is truly, the general plan is the blueprint for our city going forward. An incredible amount of work has been done by our Planning and Community Development Department. And to give you an update on our status, we do have Chris Hawkes, our Planning and Community Development Director, as well as Lori Deaver, our Planning Manager. I'll pass it to them.
Great. Well, thank you, Jeff. Good evening, Mayor and Council. We're very pleased this evening for the time to come before you to talk about the status of the general plan update. We're very excited about the position that we have the general plan in at this point. We're bringing to you a draft amendment. There's been a lot of work that's been done. We think the work that's been done encapsulates, we believe, the new thinking and the new vision of our council and of our citizenry, and I think poises us for the opportunities and challenges in the future. So we're very excited that the work's been done. As Jeff mentioned, it's been a long process. It seems like we've been talking about this for a few years, and the reason is because we have, right? We have been talking about it for a few years. We've started with the assistance of our consultant team, Matrix Design Group. The work has progressively taken place over the last few years. We've engaged the citizenry in a number of different venues. We've brought forward a series of staged amendments as part of our annual cycle to the council. The work that's been done each successive year has built off the work from the prior year. What I'll tell you is this year's amendments are probably the most extensive level of amendments that we're taking forward to council. Now, ultimately, we'll talk about the schedule in a minute, but ultimately the plan is that we'll beyond this year's amendments, is that we'll bring the general plan to the council probably in springtime of next year, and we'll ask for the city council to accept the general plan in its form and place it on the ballot for 2020. We're not sure whether that'll be August or November ballot, but we'll certainly need to know about in springtime at that point. There has been a tremendous amount of heavy lifting on the general plan. I do want to introduce my compatriot to my right. This is Lori Deaver, Planning Manager. She's not only been the project manager for the general plan update, working with the consultant team, but she's put in a tremendous amount of work on her own behalf, weekends, and I know it's been a lot of work not only with her, but also my staff as part of the planning department. I also want to recognize the work of lots of staff throughout the city organization. We worked very hard to align the livability initiative or your council goals with the general plan update. So we engaged all 5 captains as part of the livability update and their staff. So there's been extensive involvement throughout the organization as well, and I do want to recognize their efforts. So tonight what we're going to do is I'll provide a brief introduction about the general plan update and what its purpose is, and then I'm going to ask Lori to walk through some of the highlights of the general plan in terms of this year's proposed amendments. So real quick, a general plan, what is the purpose of the general plan? The general plan is the city's seminal or foundational document guiding development today and into the future. Typically, there's a horizon. There's a horizon of about 10 years, 10 to 20 years out into the future. But we always plan for a built-out condition, but it looks into the future. It's hard to look really beyond 10, 20 years because things change so dramatically. But a little bit about general plans in Arizona. The city of Peoria actually has had a general plan since the 1970s, and in those days it was a much simpler and briefer document. It was essentially a land use element and a circulation element, and that was really the extent of the general plan. You know that in the 1980s and 1990s, there was a tremendous amount of development that occurred in the valley. There were a lot of articles that were written. Probably the most prominent article was the notion that development was happening so quickly that it was consuming an acre an hour of desert land. And so I think based on a lot of that discussion, there was a renewed level of interest from the legislature. And so what came out of that in the 1990s was 2 pieces of legislation. They were called Growing Smarter, and its companion 2 years later, Growing Smarter Plus. And what it did was it recognized the importance of general plans. It required general plans for all communities. It required a number of additional topics well beyond circulation and land use. And also it required that there be a public engagement component, and the public engagement component include ratification by the electorate. So The state of Arizona does require that a city of our size take a general plan and it be ratified by the voters at least every 10 years. And I believe we are still unique within the nation in terms of requiring a general plan to be taken to the voters. So you can imagine at some point in the future, the extensive document, all the 22 chapters, will be trying to boil that down to an issue statement and asking the citizens to be voting on that next year. So we'll do our best to try to encapsulate all of that work. Other things that the statutes required was this notion of major versus minor amendments. And what it said was that amendments that are major, and it's up to each city really to characterize or define what is a significant change to its community, that a major amendment should only occur once a year, meaning that we can only take these to the council, whatever major amendments we got at one time during that calendar year, and there was also a specific vote that you had to get at least 2/3 of the council had to vote for it to pass versus a simple majority. So that was a difference as opposed to a minor amendment, which could occur anytime throughout the year and required a simple majority of the council for it to be accepted. The other thing I alluded to earlier was the more extensive nature of the general plan. So there are 17 required elements. When I say elements, they're different topical areas. They include things like land use, housing, land use, housing, circulation, parks, those kind of things, those topical areas that you would think about in a growth-related document. The city of Peoria, we are not only are we proposing a general plan with all 17 required elements, but we're also tackling 5 optional elements. And one of those optional elements includes economic development. I'm actually surprised that that's an optional element and not a required element. You would think it'd be required, but that's one of the elements we're doing for a total of 22 elements. And so what we're doing as part of this process is the statute also requires that when we have major amendments, they have to go through what's called a 60-day review process. And so essentially that's a process whereby we put the amendments out for public review and comment, and then it marches you through a process in terms of how do you collect those comments and then taking them forward to the Planning Commission and Council. So we'll talk about the schedule as part of this presentation. Again, as I mentioned, this is a multi-year update. This builds on all the work that we've done in the prior 2 years when we started this update. They're all in support of the larger amendment. If you look at the green box on the right, the public outreach really has occurred since day one, and we continue to do that, and we're going to continue to do that beyond this cycle. We're going to continue to listen to the public, and where we can make adjustments, we'll do that. We have the draft, the amendment. It has been placed out there for 60-day review. We are currently taking comment, any comment that we get from the public. At some point at the conclusion of the 60-day review, what we'll do is we'll evaluate those comments, and we'll see where change is necessitated as part of that comments, and then we'll release a final draft. That final draft will then go forward to the Planning Commission as part of 2 public hearings, and then the City Council in November, and we'll be asking for your action as far as this year's amendments in November. So again, I do want to emphasize that beyond this year's amendments, we're going to continue to listen, and to the extent there are continued refinements that are necessary to our general plan, we'll continue to take those, and there might be continued adjustments to the general plan up until the point where we ask the council to accept the final version and to place it on the ballot. And again, we think that'll be sometime in spring of 2020. I know this graphic might be kind of hard for those in the audience to see, but what I wanted to show here was the alignment between the livability initiative, or we all know as the council goals, and the general plan. So on the right are the general plan. I mentioned there were 17 required elements, and you can see that in the middle column, and to the right were the 5 optional elements that we're also tackling. So rather than have 22 chapters, it made sense to organize those into 6 theme areas, and those theme areas that also aligned with the council goals and council initiatives. So there's alignment between the two. So you can see across the board that as we had a discussion with the council on the livability initiative and all the different topical points, they fell within a category. There's also some alignment with the general plan too. So the general plan as a seminal document also has equal billing with the council goals and objectives. So I think that's a very critical point. I think it cements the general plan at its proper place as really the city's foundational document to handle growth. So you'll see some alignment in those areas. And And later on, when we talk about the goals and policies, you'll see that a lot of the discussion we had as part of the Livability Initiative are threaded throughout the document. You'll see those ideas and those concepts throughout the general plan as part of our path forward.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Just one quick comment on here, in case people are following along at home. The rehabilitation and redevelopment, that's 2, correct?
Correct.
It's not just 1,
That's right.
And then at the bottom, public facilities and buildings, that's 2 separate. So if people are counting at home, they count 15, but there's really 17 because those are separate, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's right. Thank you for that. Okay, I wanted to show this this graphic, and this is what I call the mothership graphic, right? But essentially, this is, what is the relationship of the general plan to everything else that we do within the city? So you have the general plan in the middle, and that sets the overarching policy framework for the city. How do we address different aspects of growth and development throughout the city? And you can see the first rung around the general plan are all the 6 categories: integrated transportation, smart growth. And then the outer rung are a sampling of the implementation documents in terms of how do we implement that policy that we get in the general plan. So for example, in our world, in the zoning world, under smart growth, the policies that we have in the general plan, they direct us through the zoning ordinance, through the design review manuals, through the subdivision regulations, for example. If you're talking about integrated transportation, there are going to be the engineering standards that they use to implement it. The bike plan is an element of implementation. The community service master plan helps guide us on trail networks and so forth. So all these have a relationship together. You have the policy level, and then you have the implementation structure underneath it. So there is a relationship with all the things that we do there.
Chris, I noticed in the previous slide that you had conservation under healthy neighborhoods, and in this one, you don't have the Sonoran Preservation Program. You have Sustainability Action Plan.
Mayor, good observation. We should put that in there. Really what this is intended to show is a sampling of some of the implementation. We know there's a lot more that we're not showing on the slide, but I don't think we could get them all on there, though. But
Got a lot on
you are
there.
correct, though. That would be under that.
Thank you. John, did you have something?
Oh.
Thank you, Mayor. Chris, real quick, so you talked, can you go back one slide?
Sorry.
Or forward one slide, there you go. So you were talking about zoning ordinance, so what would be the impact of the general plan on someone's zoning, and would it change their zoning?
Councilmember Edwards, that's a great question. In fact, a lot of times when we talk to citizens, that's often a point of misunderstanding. A lot of people equate the general plan and zoning as one and the same, and they're not. So the short answer is that the work that we're doing as part of the general plan in no way affects somebody's zoning on their property. The general plan, again, is aspirational. It's a policy document. It addresses how we should approach the future. Zoning is a regulatory document. It applies to specific parts of property. There's a legal description attached to it. It tells you what you can do today, what are your setbacks and development standards. And so they're both very different documents, but they do work in tandem to some degree.
Thank you.
I do want to touch on the community outreach before I turn over to Lori. I've mentioned that there's been quite a bit of outreach that we've done throughout this process. In terms of workshops and open houses, we've had 2 forums that we had with the business community on specifically related to business issues. We've had a number of general workshops that we've offered to the public. We've had a total of 12 workshops. We had 8 last year, and we've had 4 this year. Last month, we had 2 workshops, and then we have 2 coming up in September on the 9th, which we have up at Sunrise Mountain Library. And then the 16th will be down here at the Point of View room at the other Development Services building over here. We've also had a number of outreach events with the youth. We've gone in front of the Youth Advisory Board, engaged the youth. We've also gone to pop-up events. We've tried to be out in front of all the community events that we've had and ask citizens questions about their community and where are the things that they see change, what are some issues that the general plan should address. Tried to start the conversation there. We've also had an advisory committee comprised of not only the school districts, but also several of the boards and commissions in the city. And the TAC, or Technical Advisory Committee, is internal staff that have worked on the general plan as well. We've also worked with, we've been in front of, I think, just about every board and commission multiple times throughout the city, throughout this process, and given them updates on the general plan. And then we've worked very closely with the Jennifer Stein's Office of Communication. They've been great and trying to help us get the word out through all the various digital media or through the news as well. So we think we've gotten very good coverage. We've had probably between 10 to 50 people that have attended the in-person community workshops. The online, we had a very interesting and different experience. We got quite a bit more submittals. We had early on some surveys that we conducted, and we got over 1,000 responses through online means. So I think it just kind of showcases how people access their government in different ways today. So we wanted to make an effort to try to touch the different means to get input. So,
Chris?
Yep.
People tend to be much more blunt and open, maybe, when they are typing into their computer. So do you feel like your surveys gave you a lot of valuable information?
Mayor Carlott, members of the council, I think so. I think we asked very specific questions. I think we got directed answers, but we also got very good open-ended feedback as well on things that we found very useful that we could weave into the update. So absolutely.
Did somebody else? Was it you? No? Okay.
Okay.
All right, good. Thank you.
Sure. So I'm going to turn it over to Lori. She's going to talk about what we heard throughout the community engagement process and then some of the highlights.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Pleasure to be here again. And so this evening, as Chris touched on, I'll go through some of the particulars within the general plan document itself. And first I wanted to touch on, as Chris mentioned, this general plan goes beyond the main topics. It covers quality of life issues, and it goes even beyond that to talking about investing in our creative economy, advancing healthy neighborhood design in that regard. It also goes into community design and growing smartly. And so what I wanted to do is touch on briefly right now with the community themes. And the first and foremost, through your guidance and leadership, the first one that resonated with our community is community wellness. It's not as though the city is asking everybody to eat an apple and be healthier and exercise more. What we know from research is our built environment, where we live, where we work, has a strong influence on how we are healthy and happy. And so what the city is looking to do through our goals and policies is to make small changes with how we are designing our communities, both looking within the neighborhoods, looking how we're connecting the neighborhoods, looking at the land uses we're putting adjacent to those neighborhoods, and making small changes to create a healthier lifestyle in that way. The second item is placemaking. And
Before you move on, can you give us an example of one of the small changes for community wellness?
Yes, ma'am. So one of the small changes that we have within the document would be access to healthy foods, access to medical services. That is a collaboration, could be with both on the land use side through how we grow and what we have adjacent to the community, could be on the transit side with what we have the ability to, for some of our older residents who may not be able to have access, we would be able to look at transit opportunities for them. We also look at social connectedness as well within that particular section.
Okay, thank you.
So placemaking is our second key theme. That is kind of an older term that we've used throughout the planning spectrum, if you will, but what it means is what elements are we bringing to the table so that both our commercial establishments and our neighborhood establishments make Peoria a destination location? What elements are we bringing to enhance Peoria? From a fiscal sustainability, this is one of the most unusual topics that we heard and resonated with our residents, fiscal sustainability. And as long as I've been within the planning profession, and I will kind of date myself within a couple of decades, this particular theme has not been a part of general plans within a vision statement and communicated back from the residents. So the message that you are promoting out there, it is resonating with our residents. And we look at it from a twofold approach. First, are we being responsible with the dollars that we are receiving from our taxpayers? Secondly is we're looking at it from a land use perspective, the outshed of workers going to other locations. Are they spending their dollars within Peoria for entertainment purposes, or are they keeping those dollars here? So it's looking at both sides of the coin in that respective. The other one is building on strategic relationships. We cannot do this alone. We know that we need to work with our partner agency, such as education, homeowners associations, and such as state land, our regional partners for transportation and so forth. We want to make sure that we are building upon those strategic relationships. And finally, the last one is resilient, adaptable, and forward-thinking. We know we need to grow smarter, and so we are looking at it through perhaps focused growth. We have tiers within this general plan document. We want to be adaptable as new technology comes into play. We want to be forward-thinking. So what trends do we need to be cognizant of in bringing those within the general plan and through development? So let's talk to the deliverables and themes. The first and foremost, as Chris said, we have 22 topics that we're covering within this document, but it's collapsed into those 6 themes. And with every general plan, you need an introduction along with those 6 themes. But the plan isn't as good unless you have an implementation program, and that's the last theme, last chapter, so there's 8 in total. So what it is basically on that last chapter, we've taken all of those goals, policies, and we've provided a duration, who's in charge of it, and if there's any relationship amongst each other, because we're not working within a silo anymore. These work collaboratively together within the document in order to achieve that 2040 vision. One of the more exciting ones that we have, if you can call it exciting, is the refinement of the land use categories. And there's a couple things I'd like to point out. The first is a reduction in the number of total categories. With that reduction, we have provided more specificity within there. And so let me kind of touch on that one. Within the document itself, and I'll give an example, is the residential character. It has a description of what that residential category means. It has characteristics of the type of development that you would see in that particular land use category. And it has example or representative existing communities that you would see. And in addition, on the side, pictures say 1,000 words. We have illustrations that go along the side of it to also help illustrate the type of character within each of these communities. One of the other items that would be of interest is the mixed use categories, and there are 3 in particular. We know as we're going forward, the community in some regard is maturing, and so we wanted to provide opportunities for some of our commercial areas to expand their land use categories, or their land use opportunities. And so we have 3. The first one would be Main Street District. That would be more of a Park West kind of feel to it. We have Neighborhood Village, which is slightly more intense, a little bit bigger boxes, but there's some interaction as well. We're still looking at the pedestrian and the human scale in there. And then think of Community District as our third. That would be P83 area, if you will. So it has a more of a regional feel to it in nature. And we think because of these land use or these mixed use opportunities, we will see more areas within the city have more of a vibrancy as they kind of adapt over time. And so with new land use categories, staff has spent a considerable amount of time going through square mile and modifying the land use map to complement what we have in the new categories. And so we consider it a labor of love, but at the same time, it is much more specific. We recognize economic conditions for what they are. We're looking at environmental conditions, and we're more specificity on this map than we've ever had before. And so I think this is a wonderful opportunity for both our residents and our business community moving forward.
I'm comparing it to the map that's been hanging there for 20 years.
And one of the things I'd also like to point out, and it is a little bit difficult to see, but for our master plan areas, such as Vistancia, Lake Pleasant Heights, a lot of entitlement work has already gone into those communities. And so this particular general map recognizes it, treats it as its own with a master plan area, and allows the existing entitlement to continue to shape what's already occurred. And so the general plan works better in harmony in that regard. And so that would be a new land use category for this particular time.
Yes, Councilmember Edwards.
Thank you, Mayor. Lori, you mentioned new land use categories. How would these categories help us evaluate new development projects that are coming for us in the future?
Councilman Edwards, So in looking at new land use categories, if you will, with the development, we would be looking at through also goals and policies. And so again, as Chris mentioned, they would not change zoning, but from aspirational standpoint, we would be looking at things such as connectivity, enhanced amenities in that regard, and through the general plan, those items we would be looking to enforce as development applications would be coming forward.
And if I may add too, these land use categories, I don't want to undersell the importance of these. These are very important. We've spent a lot of time rewriting these land use categories. They contain a lot more information than perhaps we had in the past. Not only do they provide a much more robust description of the type and intensity of land use, but the design parameters, the character expectations that we have. So we think with these new land use categories that it goes well beyond perhaps a math exercise whether development meets the density or not, but it goes more into our expectation for the form of development, for the character development, and we think this is something that we're hopeful that it'll be a lot more directed development that we see in the future and a lot more clearer expectations, I would say, for the development community.
All right, as we continue, so one of the things I'd like to touch on would be updated goals and policies. And so as Chris mentioned earlier, but it serves, I'm gonna give them another plug, the captains that for the livability initiatives have come together, helping to shape what, through your leadership, through council goals, implementing and changing and modifying these goals and policies to directly line up with those initiatives as we have talked about before. So there are a lot of changes. We have both a short version and a long version in there for easier reading. So hopefully it's a fairly quick read. And last but not least is state law compliance. That's one of the fundamental things. If we don't meet state law, then why are we doing this? So we always want to mention that as well.
Councilmember Hunt?
Could you go back one real quick? I've looked on a couple of these. I can't find where the youth master plan comes or our youth services. Would it be arts, culture, and recreational enrichment?
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem Hunt, the Youth Master Plan is an implementation document that would implement policy that's probably most prominent in the arts, cultural, and recreational enrichment element. So that sets the policy, the Youth Master Plan implements that policy.
Okay, so it says it's a completely separate document, but you had mentioned earlier that you presented before the Youth Council. So where would that fit in as far as?
Take this one. Mayor Pro Tem, excellent question. So through that outreach, they had items that they would like to see in there.
Good.
Different housing options, availability in those housing options next to transit. And so some of those themes and some of those input is interwoven and similar in some regard to what we've heard from residents. And so it is infused. There's nothing that you could pinpoint directly saying that was the youth board, but it's infused throughout the document is directly from what input that we've received.
What their interests are and what they feel the needs of youth are. And then, I don't know if this would even fit here, but then did they have any suggestions for the youth master plan to be changed, or is that just something that would be dealt with completely differently?
Mayor Pro Tem, what we would do is work with the liaison for the youth master plan or for the youth board and to see what items in particular that they would like to modify within their master plan to achieve. And so we would modify it that way.
Okay, well, that makes sense that they would have input from their standpoint on the larger picture, so I'm really glad that you went to them. Thank you.
And you do show a correlation on one of your first slides, I think, to the youth master plan.
Yeah.
Put that in my mind, and then I never saw it after that, so.
That was the mothership.
That's right, the mothership.
All right, next to last slide. This one is our upcoming schedule. So tonight we have had the pleasure to be in front of you for study session. As Chris mentioned, September 9th and we would like to invite anybody to the open house, Sunrise Mountain Library at 6 p.m. The next one is September 16th. That's also listed on your screen. That is the official, unofficial 60-day review, but as we've noted before, we are still taking input throughout the entire process. And so just because we have it listed doesn't mean that's the last chance to hear from residents in the business community. We'll be back in front of Planning and Zoning Commission 2 times. The first one is October 3rd, as you see. That is a remote meeting required by state statute. Second one will be in council chambers. And then if you are willing, we have the pleasure to be back in front of you November 12th for consideration. And then lastly, if I may, it's a shameless plug, I know, but I would encourage anybody within the residential community and within the business community, please go to our website here. You can download the draft document. You have the ability to actually look at the land use map on your particular property and throughout the community and actually plug in comments right on the map. It is interactive. And the other is there is the opportunity to provide us feedback on anything and everything at that particular website as well. And so with that, thank you.
Comments? Well, that is a great presentation. I know you have done a tremendous amount of work on this, and I know that you have been in the public process for an extensive period of time. I hope that all of the feedback that you're getting from our residents, that you're inputting it and considering it for the final document, and that they will go back and see that it's in there. I really love the fact that this is interactive and people can, you know, shape their community as they see fit. So I hope that people, you know, will take them up on that, look at this website and go in there and do what, I'm speaking to our TV audience now. Go back and you know, try to have your input and your voice heard on the 2040 plan. So we're talking about the next 20 years, but we're going to go back every 10 years to the voters. Okay, so still, this is a long term, and I'm really glad to see that we have made a lot of differences in the nuances for villages and all of the categories and all of those things. I think it was really time for us to take a deeper look into how we can shape our community and what our expectations are about our community. It's a really great job, big job. Thank you very much. Mr. Tyne?
Thank you very much for the feedback, and obviously more to come as we've seen, and that's all we have tonight.
Thank you. We are adjourned. Bin next to the speaker's podium. At this time, I have received no speaker's request forms. Is there a member of the public who would like to address an item that is on the consent agenda? Seeing none. Council, are there any items to be removed from consent? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Council, please vote. And the consent agenda passes unanimously. We will now move on to new business and our regular agenda. And we will begin with item 30R, Water Infrastructure Finance Authority Loan, Drainage Improvements, Hatfield Road and Pinnacle Peak and 67th Avenue and the New River. We begin with a staff report from Mr. Tyne.
Great, thank you. And we have Sonia Andrews, our Chief Financial Officer, that will provide a presentation on this, and it is an action item.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council. So item 30R is for the approval of a Water Infrastructure Financing Authority, or as we call it, WIFA loan. Let me start by giving you some background on what WIFA loans are used for and why we use them. So when we look to finance water and wastewater infrastructure, we're always looking for the lowest cost financing option available to us. And to finance water and wastewater infrastructure, we can use GEO bonds, we can use revenue bonds, or we have this option of using WIFA loans. And WIFA loans are low cost, there's no closing or issue costs, they're also low interest rates, and sometimes we qualify for some subsidies. And so with the low costs and subsidies, we can keep our water rates low, sewer rates low. And since 2000, the city has obtained over $195 million in WIFA loans. And here in pictures are some of the projects that were financed with WIFA loans over the last 20 years. The Pyramid Peak water treatment expansion, we obtained a $49 million WIFA loan for that. Greenway Water Treatment Plant, we obtained a $37 million loan for that. And the Butler Water Reclamation Facility, we obtained a $79 million loan for that. So the WIFA loans are very helpful for us because it provides low-cost financing and it helps keep water sewer rates low. The process for obtaining a WIFA loan, we have to get the water or wastewater related project on the WIFA priority list. We have to meet the WIFA requirements. Then we submit a WIFA financing application. It goes to the WIFA board for approval. And once the board approves it, we then ask for council's approval through a resolution. And then the last step is we complete the loan application. So tonight, we're asking council to approve a WIFA loan, which is step 5 of this process. The WIFA loan we're asking council to approve tonight is for drainage improvements that is in that little box there. So it is, the area is between the Hatfield Road in the north, the Pinnacle Peak Road to the south, and 67th Avenue on the east, and it goes all the way to the New River. The drainage improvements help alleviate flooding in that area, and it is approved in the CIP through the CIP process. And we applied for a WIFA loan. We got approved for $6.3 million, and here's the little bit of good news that we wanted to share. WIFA gave us a $1 million subsidy on this, and that means that we only have to repay $5.3 million of the loan. And the $1 million subsidy helps reduce the cost of the drainage project for us. It's about 13.5% of the project cost. So with that, the loan is a 20-year loan and is repaid through property taxes, just like a GEO bond is. And so with that, I'll just, see if you have any questions.
Thank you. Council, any questions? The $1 million subsidy, is that due to our bond rating or anything that we have done to deserve that?
We qualified for that based on some, they have some criteria they go through to rate projects based on the environmental impacts, certain scoring that they do, and they are able to give us the subsidy, plus our good partnership with WIFA over the years.
That's great. Really good news. Okay, council discussion?
I just have one question, yeah. For me, it's a little bit hard to tell how large of an area that is. Is that about half a square mile, somewhere around in there? Is that about what that encompasses?
I'm gonna phone a friend.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if Adina is here to answer that question.
So your friend phoned a friend of their own?
Yeah.
Standing, okay, thanks, appreciate it.
So the answer is half a square mile. Okay, any further discussion? Do I have a motion? We have a motion and a second. Council, please vote. And item 30R passes unanimously. Thank you. We are now going to move on to the Vistancia West Community Facilities District Board meeting. And we are going to begin with the consent agenda, which consists of one item, 31C, discussion and possible action to approve the minutes from the May 21st, 2019 meeting. Board members, are there any items to be removed from consent? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Board, please vote. Consent agenda passes unanimously. Continuing on with the Vistancia West Community Facilities District Board meeting. Item 32R is a public hearing on feasibility report for issuance of Series 2019 general obligation bonds. And we are going to hear that in conjunction with item 33R, which is feasibility report to authorize the sale and issuance of the district general obligation bonds. So we will hear those together, Mr. Tyne?
Yes. Right, that's right, Mayor. And so we do have Sonia Andrews, our Chief Financial Officer, can present that presentation for the board.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tyne, and good evening, District Board. So I wanted to start out by sharing some background on Vistancia West CFD. The Vistancia West CFD was formed in 2015. The formation and the voters approved a maximum debt capacity of $9 million. That means we can only issue up to $9 million in debt for this CFD. And the purpose of the debt is to acquire water and wastewater infrastructure that benefits the CFD area. The tax rate is set at $2.10. As of May of 2019, there's 1,021 units planned for this CFD area, 628 homes already sold, and 101 homes under construction. So the Vistancia West area is part of the trilogy at Vistancia. It's only the west part of trilogy. And the purpose of this public hearing for the feasibility report is, first of all, it's required by the state statute. Whenever we issue debt to pay for water and sewer infrastructure in a special taxing district, we have to create a feasibility report, and then we have to hold a public hearing. And the purpose of the feasibility report is so that the board can approve the infrastructure that's going to be built and financed with the debt that we will issue. So what is in this feasibility report that we are holding a public hearing for? So the feasibility report will describe the two infrastructure that we will issue debt for, that we're asking council, the board to approve the debt for. So the two infrastructure here is, first is the Westland Water Campus. The total cost of that infrastructure that is built by a joint development agreement is $15.3 million. And then there's also the Lone Mountain Water Line, which is also constructed via a joint development agreement. That's $11.5 million. And as you can see, the Vistancia West CFD is the little blue box over there, that little area. And then that's the infrastructure that's getting built. The developers built that infrastructure and is now requesting that we reimburse them through this debt issuance. Now, we are only issuing debt for the proportionate share that Vistancia West is responsible for. So only the proportionate share that the Vistancia West residents benefit from. So the Vistancia West residents will not be paying the whole $15.3 million or $11.5 million. They're only going to pay $3 million of the cost for those two infrastructure. In 2016, we also issued debt, $3 million of debt for the Dysart sewer for the Vistancia West CFD residents, and now we're issuing $3 million of debt for the Westland Water Campus and Lone Mountain Water Line infrastructure. So that's what's in the feasibility report. It describes all this. So the item 32R is the public hearing, and the item 33R is the resolution that approves the feasibility report. It also approves the issuance of the GO bonds, and it also approves the 210 tax rate that's in place right now to repay the debt service on the bonds. So what we've done is we have made sure that we protect the interests of the Vistancia West CFD residents by making sure that we issue debt only for the proportionate share. That's their responsibility. There is no change to the 210 tax rate. We will not have to increase the 210 tax rate. The developers have agreed to make contributions to keep the 210 tax rate the same. And finally, we have made sure that the debt will be paid off in 2029, so it's only a 10-year debt, not a 20-year debt, so it doesn't extend for 20 years for the residents. It matures in 2029. And that's it, so I'm here to answer any questions if you have some.
All right. Council, are there any questions for item 32 or item 33R? Seeing none, I am going to take these separately now, and I will open the public hearing on item 32R. I declare this public hearing open on the feasibility report for issuance of Series 2019 general obligation bonds. If there is a member of the public who would like to speak to this issue, please feel free to go to the podium. And I see no members of the public who would like to speak on this, so I will close this public hearing. Board, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we will vote on item 32R. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion and a second, please vote. 32R passes unanimously. And we will now vote on item 33R. Any council discussion? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
So motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. Council, please vote. And that passes unanimously. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is call to the public for non-agenda items. If you wish to address the city council, please complete a speaker request form and place it in the bin next to the podium. I've received no speaker request forms. We will now move on to reports from the city manager. Mr. Tyne.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Appreciate this. And just two quick items. One was in between council meetings, we did see the retirement of a key personnel, and that was Laura Engineering, our Human Resources Director, who did recently retire. Laura was an outstanding leader here for the organization, really helped to ensure that Peoria was the employer of choice. So just wanted to acknowledge her amazing work that she did for us. In addition to that, we have just one item, a 30-second video featuring the upcoming exhibit of the Moving Wall in Peoria. This is the wall that is the replica of the Washington, D.C. Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Peoria is proud to host the wall at the Senator John McCain Vietnam
The Mayor and City Council welcome you to the Peoria City Council meeting. As a courtesy to others, please silence all phones. If you would like to address an issue that is on the agenda, or if you would like to speak to the council regarding a non-agenda item, please complete a speaker request form, which can be found in the front lobby of the Peoria City Council chambers or in the tray to the left of the speaker's podium. Please place the completed speaker request form in the second tray to the left of the speaker's podium labeled Request to Speak. All speakers will have 3 minutes to complete their comments. A countdown clock is easily visible on the left side of the wall behind the City Council dais. Only items listed on the agenda may be addressed by the Council. Since items presented as part of a speaker's request have not been listed on the agenda, and due to the requirements of open meeting laws, the Council will be unable to respond to items presented as part of the speaker's request. However, please be aware that your comments will be noted. The speaker's name will be called to speak at the appropriate time in the order that the forms were received. Thank you for your interest and participation in the Peoria City Council meeting.
To order, please rise for a moment of quiet reflection and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Finn.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will please call the roll.
Mayor Carlett?
Here.
Vice Mayor Binsbacher?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hunt?
Here.
Councilmember Patena?
Here.
Councilmember Finn?
Here.
Councilmember Edwards?
Here.
Councilmember Dunn?
Here.
Council Liaison Greathouse?
Here.
And Council Liaison Ravindran?
Here.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the Peoria City Council meeting of September 3rd, 2019. The first item on the agenda is a presentation, and it is certificate of appointment to newly appointed board and commission members. And I would like to call your attention to the screen for a short video about Peoria's boards and commissions. The city of Peoria is proud to have 21 different boards and commissions, ranging from arts and culture to economic development to planning and zoning. They're made up of residents and business leaders who bring a wealth of personal and professional experience and who generously volunteer their time, energy, and wisdom to our community. These members meet on a regular basis, deliberating and collaborating on various projects and issues of importance for the benefit of all Peoria residents. In the past few years, they have had a direct role in influencing meaningful projects like the Veterans Memorial expansion, multiple public art installations, accessible park amenities, and our Youth Advisory Board even collaborated with the State Attorney General's office to team up in the fight against tobacco sales to minors. As we welcome new volunteers into this exceptional group of people, I want you to know how much we appreciate your willingness to share your time and expertise with our city. On behalf of the City of Peoria and the Peoria City Council, I want to express our gratitude and appreciation. Your service makes a difference. It's an honor to have you working alongside us as we shape our finest future. And now I would like to introduce Bill Patena, Councilmember Bill Patena, who is also the chair of the Council Subcommittee on Boards and Commissions, to present our awards this evening.
Thank you, Mayor. And so tonight we get to welcome 2 more people to our Council and Boards and Commissions family. So when I call your name, will you please come down and accept your plaque? Glenna Hale for the Arts Commission. Not here. And Anthony Fighter for the Planning and Zoning Commission. So we want to thank our newest members for their willingness to participate in the boards and commissions. We can't do any of the stuff, half the stuff we do without your participation, so thank you all very much.
Right. Next item on the agenda is a presentation, National Library Card Month, and I will turn it over to our city manager, Mr. Jeff Tyne.
Great, thank you, Mayor, and appreciate the opportunity. And good news, September is National Library Card Month. And with the assistance from the Friends of Peoria Public Library Organization, we at the city were promoting the value and importance of having a library card. And so I wanted to introduce to Nathaniel Washburn, of course, our library manager.
Thank you, Mr. Tyne. Mayor and council, thank you so much for the opportunity to present this evening. As you heard, September is National Get a Library Card Month, so if you don't have a library card, please get out and get one. To help us kick things off, we have the president of the Friends of our wonderful Friends group here tonight with us, Ms. Diane Jordan. She does have a short presentation to tell you about the value of having a library card, as well as some of the things that the Friends group is doing for the libraries. I'll turn it over to Ms. Jordan.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, city staff members, and the community of Peoria. I am Diane Jordan, President of the Friends of the Peoria Public Library. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. We are excited to let you know what the Friends have been doing and to talk about National Get a Library Card Month. The Friends work in direct support of our libraries and literacy in our city. We are over 80 members strong and are always recruiting more people to support all our activities: book sales, recycled reading, adult and children's programs, and community outreach efforts. This year, we provided $65,000 in budgeted library support and have funded and/or presented 40 STEAM and signature programs to over 5,000 attendees. These activities were made possible by grants from Mayor Pro Tem Vicki Hunt and Councilmember John Edwards, and our corporate sponsors. We are truly grateful for your support. We are very proud of our teen volunteer team, a group of dedicated young people who provide the extra muscle for the setup and takedown of key events where they learn to present, mentor, and work with young people in our community. Additionally, this year, we expanded our community outreach activities. We recruited over $4,000 in book sale sponsorships for Title I libraries and teachers, allowing them to shop our book sale for free, placing great books in libraries and classrooms for Peoria students. We partnered with Peoria's nonprofits to assist Cheyenne Elementary School's Every Child Goes to the Book Fair in May. We are thrilled that all 700+ students were able to purchase books for the first time. We collaborated with the Peoria Police Officers Association Charities annual Shop with the Cop program, providing gift wrapping services and a book for each child. Our most significant outreach announcement is the recent placement of 10 little free libraries in the city of Peoria. Special recognition to Ken and Mary Hale of Shadow Mountain Productions for the construction and donations of little free libraries. Eagle Scout Matthew Setscorn for painting the libraries. The Friends and community sponsors for donating funds for the little free libraries registration plates and the initial book fill. The goal of every little free library is take a book, leave a book. We encourage our Peoria community members to take care of their neighborhood libraries. Let's grow our libraries together. We are really excited to promote September's National Get a Library Card Month. Getting a library card is easy. It only takes 5 minutes and is open to all residents of Maricopa County of any age. Your Peoria library card is a key to many services, resources, and entertainment opportunities. Culture Pass, ebook library, adult art and education classes, children's STEAM classes. Every year, the library's offerings expand to provide an environment of learning and continued education. In September, as part of our National Get a Library Card Month celebration, the library will be hosting 2 Cowabunga Storytime events. special register to wins, and prize incentives for all new library card recipients. Stop by the Peoria, Maine or Sunrise Mountain Libraries for more details. We encourage you to get a library card. Visit one of our wonderful Peoria libraries. Join the Friends. We are always looking for members to further our mission. Donate financially or books, DVDs, CDs, crafts, or small items. Just drop them off at your local library. It's all tax deductible. Get ready for 2020 when we celebrate Peoria Library's 100th birthday. Thank you for your time and continued support of our libraries.
Again, Mayor and Council, thank you very much for the opportunity to present. I want to thank you for your continued support for our libraries and what they bring to our community, as well as to Diane and her crew. We could not do what we do without our Friends Network. They are a true team member for what we do on a daily basis. So thank you very much. And again, if you don't have a library card, get one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for all that you do for our libraries. I hope everyone will get a library card, and I mean, we just, they enrich our community beyond words. Thank you again. Mr. Tyne, our next presentation is Youth Advisory Board Year-End Update.
Great, thank you, Mayor. And Chris Hallett, our Neighborhood and Human Services Director, as well as Don Prince, our Family Youth and Services Manager, will provide a year-end update on the Youth Advisory Board.
Thank you, Mr. Tyne, Mayor, Council. It's a privilege to be here tonight to be able to go over the year of successes we had at the Youth Advisory Board. As you can see, there's a lot of new leadership at our Youth Advisory Board that you're going to get introduced to tonight. A couple you already know just from last month's first meeting, but we had our annual retreat last year, at the beginning of the year, to go over this year's plan, and we're very excited about that. But first, we're going to have Brian Carrico, our brand new, newly hired Family and Youth Programs Superintendent, new to the city, who really kicked off the meeting last month, or week, with a bang. He's really inserts a lot of new energy. He started out building new relationships with our new leadership here. So I'll leave it to them to tell you about the exciting year we had last year. So Brian?
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Board and Mayor, for giving us the time and opportunity to share all the results that our Youth Advisory Boards had over the last year. In 2012, the City Council adopted the Youth Master Plan. This plan was a collaboration between community leaders, youth-serving organizations, and youth themselves. In the past 7 years, the Youth Advisory Board has really strived to put that plan into practice through their efforts and work. Peoria Unified School District serves about a little over 36,000 youth any given day as students in their district. We're proud to say that over 17,000 of the youth are represented by the individuals on the Youth Advisory Board. And so 6th grade to high school to seniors are represented on our board and act as representation and a voice for our youth on a daily basis as we meet and plan and provide opportunities for our youth within our committee. This also includes charter schools, private schools, and homeschooled students. As we look back at our Youth Master Plan, we have our vision, and our vision really focuses on the 3 E's, which is engagement, empowerment, and equipped. So a goal is to provide those resources to youth in our community. And strategically, we do it within 6 initiatives. The first being education and life preparation. Secondly, safety, followed by access, community collaboration, civic engagement, and out-of-school enrichment. And at this time, I'd like to introduce members of our advisory board. First being advisory board member and vice chair, Madeline Stuckey. Advisory board member and youth council liaison, Brighton Greathouse, and Youth Advisory Board member and Youth Council Liaison Ritika Riverdon.
Last March, the Youth Advisory Board planned the Teen Job Fair. We helped teens all across Peoria apply for jobs and gain access to free business attire. Stand Up, Speak Up, Save a Life is an organization focusing on teen suicide prevention. One of our members helped produce a skit for the conference that dealt with various issues that lead to teen suicide. We partnered up with various schools across Peoria for the Plastic Bag Challenge this past April. Overall, across every school that participated, over 1 million plastic bags were collected. The winner, who collected 3,000 pounds of plastic bags, was Vistancia Elementary. And then in late July, 6 members of our Youth Advisory Board were educated by the PAC Academy for Bloom 365. Bloom 365 is a nonprofit organization that focuses on preventing teen dating violence. So we were educated on how to recognize a toxic relationship and then how to help a victim who is in one of those. And then, along with that, several of our members have participated in the anti-tobacco campaign, and so this involves working with the police force and the anti-tobacco organization to make sure that tobacco stays out of the hands of our teenagers.
Access for the youth is one of the goals identified in the Youth Master Plan. Board members provided input on the POGO bus service. More specifically, they spoke about making buses safer for teenagers. In return, the Youth Advisory Board participated in POGO's promotional video and advertised it at several Peoria high schools. Our Youth Advisory Board has collaborated with the West Valley Youth Council on multiple projects that address the concerns that affect youth in our neighboring communities. We also participated at Shakespeare in the Park, where members sat down with little kids and interacted with them. To keep them entertained, we painted rocks and designs with them. Lastly, for community collaboration, the Cesar Chavez event is put on by the West Valley Foundation to celebrate the life and legacy of Cesar Chavez. This year's event took place at the Glendale Civic Center on March 29th. It was well attended by many people from different cities around the valley. The youth who attended learned a lot about Cesar Chavez and his fight for fair wages and better working conditions, as well as founding the United Farm Workers Labor Union.
Board members recruited other high school students to have lunch with council members to discuss youth issues. During the meal with the council, students had the opportunity to discuss issues they were concerned about. Members also participated in meetings with school leaders to brainstorm resolutions to student concerns on campus. During the National League of Cities conference, the Youth Advisory Board was able to network with many of the youth in attendance and gathered some great ideas. We built new relationships with other youth councils across the country and sat through many conferences about leadership, communication, and life skills.
A couple of our members were able to visit the State Council for a Neighborhoods Day and got to see and learn many things about how state government works. And then 2 weeks ago, several of our members went to the Arizona League of Cities. There we attended several conferences and we met with a lot of other youth councils and got a lot of cool ideas for our council and for our city. And then we went to the Youth Changemaker Summit. This was a 3-day conference that our members attended, and they participated in several conferences and learned how to change the world through venture creation. And then we had our event Summer Lights this past May. So this event was to help connect students from different high schools around Peoria. We hosted a teen hangout at Rio Vista. We created flyers and we passed them out and we advertised all over social media. We didn't quite get the attendance we had hoped for, but we did learn how to properly attend to and account for this type of event.
While the Youth Advisory Board is able to do many great things throughout the year, team bonding is essential to progress. When we weren't working on events or volunteering, we were brainstorming at meetings, attending events around the city, and getting to know other youth councils.
The Youth Advisory Board has adopted the following goals for the 2019-2020 session. These goals have been established through member surveys and board planning workshops. Our first goal as a board is to increase the level of civic engagement in community events, awareness campaigns, and service learning projects to help promote healthy neighborhoods. Secondly, we will increase the leadership development opportunities for peers.
We will also revisit and evaluate the Youth Master Plan. And finally, we will provide additional financial literacy and college career readiness workshop for peers. We are thankful for the opportunities the board provides us and are looking forward to another successful year. In conclusion, the Youth Advisory Board would like to thank the City Council for your continued support as we work together to better serve the citizens of Peoria. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that presentation. You guys are all so amazingly talented. We are really, really impressed with our youth. You guys make them all look good, so I hope that's not too much on your shoulders right now, but you guys are doing a really, really great job, and I love your goals for this next year. They are huge and all-encompassing, and you know, the future is in good hands. We can certainly see that. So thanks for your presentation. Thank you. All right, we will now move on to the consent agenda. All items listed on consent are considered to be routine or have been previously reviewed by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion unless a council member requests an item to be removed and considered at the normal sequence on the agenda. Tonight's consent agenda includes items that require a public hearing. If there is any member of the public present who wants to address a public hearing on the consent agenda, please complete a speaker request form and place it in the bin next to the speaker's podium. I have not received any speaker request form to have anything removed from consent. Council, is there anything that you would like to have removed from consent? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
Second.
The motion is second. Please vote. Yes, you have to ask her.
Yes.
Thank you. Do you have everyone else's vote? There we go. The consent agenda passes unanimously. Thank you. We will now move on to the regular agenda and new business. Item 17R, intergovernmental agreement, City of Surprise, City of Goodyear, Community Paramedicine Pilot Program. Staff report, Mr. Tyne.
Great, thank you. We're excited to go through this opportunity and a pilot program, which will be led with a presentation by Chief Bobby Reese.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Happy to be here, especially when I'm asking for approval for money. We have a grant that was awarded to us by the United Healthcare insurance company, and it's for a pilot program for community paramedicine. Again, we've done one, may regress a little bit and take you back to 2016, 2017, where we had a grant from Vitalist Foundation, which used to be the old St. Luke's Hospital. They gave us a grant for a year to try to reduce the recidivism of back into hospitals by some of our frequent users by no fault of their own. Sometimes you're inundated with information when you're post-op and you leave the hospital, you're giving a ream of information, you don't know what to do with it. And patients end up back in the hospital within 30 days. About 70% of them end up back in the hospital within 30 days. So kind of the drive was to reduce that recidivism of going back to the hospital and also finding alternative resources for some of our customers that don't need to go to the hospital but needed to go to either an urgent care, a doctor, or a minute care nowadays. And so we did that with great success and reduced some of those numbers. The grants went away, and the success was so good that we decided to keep it at a limited basis with our low acuity vehicle 1 day a week, and it continues to be successful. Fast forward now, and we got another grant from United Care for $175,000 for 3 cities to do a regional pilot program, which will be Surprise, Goodyear, and Peoria, with Peoria being the grant administrator. And so with that, to talk to you about the grant this grant and how it's going to work is Chief Bratchard.
Thank you, Chief Reese, and good evening, Mayor and Council. Briefly review, we've talked about community paramedicine before. We've had that opportunity. What we're striving to do is get the right care in the right place at the right time to provide cost-effective health care. And the way we do that is we identify those folks in the community that might need additional resources to not prevent them, but lessen the need for them to call 911 for some of their primary health care needs. Much more cost efficient, and it provides for a much healthier community. The grant on our focus of our program has always been to focus on the highest utilizers of the system, but this time around in the grant, we're also going to focus on those folks that might need resources before they become the highest utilizers of the system. Oftentimes our paramedics are in the home. They realize that there are additional needs, but they're there on an emergent basis and they're not able to render that additional resources on an emergent basis. This allows us to go back in a more controlled environment and really delve into what resources the patient may need and try to connect that patient with those resources in the community. We are not here to supplant anything that is going on in the community. We're basically the hub and that spoke of the wheel that reaches out to all the community resources such as hospice, even connecting people with their primary care physician, transportation resources, meal resources, all those social determinants of health that the individual may not have access to or may not know exist. So we try to provide that connection point as we move through the system. As Chief mentioned, the grant is from the United Healthcare Foundation, or United Healthcare. It is $175,000 for a one-year pilot. We'll be focusing on 3 days a week of operation between the 3 municipalities, total of 24 hours per week. The grant also covers training cost, will cover medical direction fees, continuing education cost, data analysis, which we plan on partnering with one of the universities to do analysis of the data after we're through, have that third-party validation and actually look at what we're doing and making sure we're doing it the most effective way possible. And it also provides for a mobile computer terminal in the vehicle that our community paramedics will be using. In-kind resources provided by the 3 cities involved in the grant would be the grant administration, the program coordination, the day-to-day, reaching out, making sure we're meeting appointments, making sure that we're doing the proper follow-up, the use of existing vehicles, fuel, and use of existing radios, tablets, phones, the communication devices, which are essential to that type of program, which are already part of the infrastructure. As I mentioned, the unit will be available 3 days a week, 8 hours a day, respond to pre-scheduled appointments. In other words, the referrals into the program where we see a need or people reach out to us. The other part of this program, which will be new, is that we're going to make the community paramedicine vehicle available through the 911 dispatch system. Where previously it was just through an appointment and a referral, we lost time, usually a day or two. The vehicle will be able to be dispatched if our paramedics out in the field on an emergent call realize a need, see a resource need, and if they're available, they'll be able to respond directly to that scene and start to interact with the patient or the patient's family and try to get the resources they need. So we're trying to take the delay out of the system as much as possible as we move forward. It's a one-year project. We're going to re-engage our community partnerships. We have through Peoria maintained some of those community partnerships with our community paramedicine, but we want to bolster that and reinforce that. So we're currently in the process of all those community resources reaching out, sitting down, meeting with them, and letting them know that we're back in service, if you will, and providing that resource connection. Our major impact or a major data analysis, we're going to look at the impact on community health. And United Healthcare is going to help us with some of those performance measures that we're looking at. So we really want to see how effective we are and where we're most effective in the process. And then the other part of that is we're going to look at sustainability cost, real-time underlying cost, not only from the grant perspective, but from the administrative side, so that we can identify and actually monetize what does it cost to provide this service long-term, and what are the potential savings to the healthcare system, and most importantly, what benefits do we bring to the community in terms of overall health and the health of the individuals that we serve. And with that, we'd be happy to answer any questions.
Council, any questions, comments? I just have to really thank you for bringing this back. I think this is such a great community service. The statistic, 70% of these individuals go back to the hospital within 30 days. That is huge. And for us to be able to proactively help them with the things that they might need, the medications, you know, getting them set up so that they know how to take care of themselves. I mean, it's just an amazing service that our residents need and may not have called us about. You know, it's not always an emergency when you don't know what medication to take. And so helping them anyway is who we should be. I think it's really tremendous. The data gathering that you're getting while you're out there, so we've got our paramedics out there, or someone has been called for an emergency, so they're going to gather some initial data, and then they're going to call and ask for community paramedicine to come out and follow up. Is that how that works?
Mayor, yes. Council, yes, that is how that would work. We get initial data, but when we're first there through the 911 system, we're there on an emergent basis. We're focusing on those needs. The community paramedics, if they're able to respond real time and help out right then, or if we reschedule somewhere down the road to come see that person, that initial visit is usually an hour and a half to 2 hours that we spend. And that's looking at their overall healthcare needs. It's also doing a safety check in the home. We look for trip hazards. We look for, if it's for example, someone who's frequent falls who's taking them to 911. We'll look for trip hazards. We'll get them resources if they need handrails, if they need walking support, that type of thing. It's kind of an all-encompassing visit. And we have the time and the luxury of time then in the community paramedicine realm to actually delve into the underlying, what we call social determinants of health, and see what needs may not be being met, and try to connect them with the proper resources that are available in the community.
Wow. So when we were talking about our general plan in our study session earlier tonight, we talked about building healthy communities as being one of our goals in the city, and I think that this really takes that a step farther, and you know, on steroids, really, building a healthy community by visiting people in their home and making sure that they are safe. It's incredible. I'm very happy to see this program come back. Council, any other comments? Then, do I have a motion? We're gonna go ahead and vote on this.
I'll motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Council, please vote. And if you would poll Councilmember Dunn, please.
Yes.
She's a yes.
Yes.
It passes unanimously. Thank you very much. All right, the next item on the agenda is called to the public for non-agenda items. If you wish to address the City Council, please complete a speaker request form. I have received one speaker request form from Ian Wall. If you would kindly go to the podium and state your name and address for the record, please.
Ian Wang, 31st Avenue Northern, Phoenix, Arizona. Who should I email or snail about having improved bus service in Peoria, such as on Peoria Avenue, Route 106 on Sundays from 67th to 99th Avenue, Route 90 on Olive from 67th to 111th Avenue, and 170 Bell Road from Arrowhead Town Center to 91st Avenue.
So if you would like, if you could wait until the meeting is over, I could ask somebody from our city staff to speak to you.
Okay.
Would that be all right?
Which member is that?
Great, and we'll take care of that, and I'll chat with you after the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. All right. I have no other speaker request forms. We will now move on to reports from city manager. Mr. Tyne.
Great, thank you, Mayor and Council. Just a few items. Wanted to start with some acknowledgement of some of our city employees, and one of them who is in the audience and was up presenting a little earlier on a presentation on Youth Advisory Board, and that is Dawn Prince. Dawn, you have to wave real quick. Dawn is just notified us that she will be leaving us here at the City of Peoria, but for a very good reason. Dawn, who has most recently been our Family and Youth Services Manager, is leaving to become the Deputy City Manager for the City of Douglas, Arizona. A real exciting opportunity for her, and we wish her, of course, all the best. She has been an amazing employee for us, working in a number of different departments, including Human Resources, the City Manager's Office, and most recently in the newly found Neighborhood and Human Services, where she has just done outstanding work. So congratulations, and wishing all the best to you for that. In addition to that, I may ask now if I can have Kevin Burke, our Public Works Director, to come up and present a very exciting award that one of our employees also received.
Great. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Kevin Burke, Public Works Director. It's my privilege tonight to come before you to present or represent the American Public Works Association Arizona Chapter Professional of the Year for Public Rights-of-Way. Your Streets Operation Manager, Janet Ramsey, was selected as this year's 2019 recipient. This award recognizes outstanding performance at the management level. Janet manages, obviously, the street division, which also includes our stormwater, traffic signal system operations, signs, and stripings. Janet has more than 20 years of management level experience in effectively identifying, implementing, and administering evolutionary change in projects and programs. She and her team take pride in maintaining Peoria roads at a higher than average pavement condition index of 72. Her motto is the right treatment at the right time, and clearly it shows in the high quality streets we all enjoy. However, if you try to give Janet credit, she promptly transfers all compliments to her hardworking crew. Janet's innovation and preparedness can be seen during monsoons and other emergency events where she has a quick acting team, and she has been very creative in creating replacement cabinets that can be installed within hours when one gets wiped out by an inadvertent motorist, and that reduces the time of signal being down and the time our police are having to spend out there managing that intersection. So it's that kind of creativity. And lastly, we're proud to call her one of Peoria's own, as she graduated from Peoria High School in a year not to be named. So please recognize Janet Ramsey as the APWA Arizona Chapter Professional of the Year.
Thank you. Of course, I do have to accept this on behalf of everybody in the team. I get to come to work every day with not only the greatest crew that's ever been put together, but also some of my best friends. And I really want to thank Kevin, Rhonda, and the management for the recognition. We really do appreciate that and all their support. And of course, you, Mayor and Council, without all of you, we're just a bunch of folks with some really good ideas. So thank you all for all of your support, too. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jen. It is so modest. But next, I would like to introduce John Sefton, our Parks, Recreation, and Community Facilities Director, to share a few words about the Arizona Park and Recreation Association Award. So I'll pass it with that to John.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeff. Good evening, Mayor and Council. And so like the APWA, the Arizona Parks and Recreation Association, I get to do that one. The Arizona Parks and Recreation Association is our professional association for the state. And every year, we have an opportunity to come together to connect, to educate, and to inspire. This year, just a couple of weeks ago, you guys were all in Tucson for the League of Cities, and we were just across the Tucson Valley in Oro Valley for the annual conference. And our professionals, I got a chance, we had actually 15 members from the city of Peoria down there, from the engineering department, from Neighborhood and Human Services, and of course from Parks and Recreation. And as part of that Inspire word, we had an opportunity to talk about and highlight some of our many achievements in Peoria. And out of 22 categories, Peoria takes home recognition in 2 of those. Tonight, I've got 2 videos to show that really encompass the nominations. One for the Outstanding Aquatics Program, and I have some members from our staff here as well. And the second one from an Outstanding Public Official. So I'll let these 2 videos run as they say everything that needs to be said.
On August 25, 2018, the City of Peoria partnered with the Michael Phelps Foundation and the Consumer Product Safety Commission to host the Honoring a Decade of Water Safety event. The event included a press conference with Michael Phelps, CPSC Acting Chairman Anne Marie Burkle, National Drowning Prevention Alliance President Melissa Sutton, and the City of Peoria Mayor Kathy Carlott. Following the press conference, there was a swimming lesson and a swim stroke clinic with participants in the Special Olympics of Arizona. Michael Phelps, joined by Kathy Bennett, Program Director for the Michael Phelps Foundation, and the instructor who first taught Michael how to swim, and world champion swimmer and Michael Phelps Foundation Advisory Council member Allison Schmidt, led in-water activities that highlighted the elements of the Foundation's signature IM program. After the in-water activities, participants joined more than 200 Michael Phelps Foundation IM program participants from Arizona for various water safety activity stations. Michael Phelps led children in taking the Pool Safety Pledge, which states the importance of asking parents for swim lessons, not swimming alone, and staying away from drains and hot tubs and pools. The City of Peoria, the Michael Phelps Foundation, CPSC's Pool Safety Campaign, and several other water safety organizations were part of the event, including CPR Party, Drowning Prevention Coalition of Arizona, Joshua Collingsworth Memorial Foundation Children's Charities, National Drowning Prevention Alliance, Zach Foundation, and Peoria's Firefighters Charities. Congratulations to the 2019 Outstanding Aquatics Program, the City of Peoria, and Michael Phelps Foundation.
And the second video, yes, thank you. And the second video is for our own Mayor Kathy Carlott, the most outstanding public official of the year.
Kathy Carlott took office as Peoria's first female mayor in January 2015. She has served on Peoria City Council since 2005, where she was elected 3 times to represent Peoria's fastest-growing district. Mayor Carlott is an avid proponent of fiscal responsibility and government accountability. Her steadfast commitment brought a myriad of improved services and facilities to Peoria, including parks, recreation and special events, open space preservation, alternative transportation, and regional collaboration in the protection of special habitats and leisure areas. Carlott is committed to innovative park and recreational amenities and services, public safety, attracting quality employment that embraces the workforce of tomorrow, and leadership to strategically plan for a lasting economy. These factors serve as a foundation for Peoria's exceptional quality of life, to which she remains dedicated as Peoria evolves into a thriving modern city. Mayor Carlott's 2019 State of the City speech is recognizably different from the typical mayoral annual address. She led the creation of a video highlighting the city's many parks, recreation and quality of life assets, and public services. She has taken this message across the city, connecting with citizens face to face. The video is a wonderful compilation of stories and achievements of Peoria's dedicated staff and leadership. For all her aspiring vision, persistent drive for excellence, and collaborative impacts for citizens, we recognize Mayor Carlott for her leadership in enhancing Peoria's quality of life through parks, open space, recreation, and culture. Please join us in recognizing Mayor Kathy Carlott as the 2019 Outstanding Public Official.
Mayor, thank you. And what I'd like to do is maybe invite Janet back. She really said a key operative, that we're just people with good ideas without each and every one of you. And if it'd be possible to have Mayor come down and with all of our awards, get a quick photo from our PR group. Janet, come on down. And my team from Aquatics, Megan, Christian, Kevin.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Appreciate that. One last item that we have, Mayor and Council, and that is a short video featuring 2 upcoming events in Old Town. The Somos Peoria Festival featuring a live concert, traditional foods, arts and crafts, shopping and activities, as well as Second Saturdays, a street market with food trucks, outdoor games, art, and live music occurring October through May in the evenings in Old Town. So we'll air that for you. That is all the prepared statements we have. Thank you.
Wow, and that's a lot. Thank you. All right, we will now move on to reports from the City Council, and we will begin with Youth Council Liaison Greathouse.
Thank you. A few weeks ago, we had our annual retreat with the Youth Advisory Board, and we worked on team building and team bonding and wanted to discuss the plans and changes we want to make the upcoming year. And from what we discussed, I think we're going to have a really successful year.
Thank you. All right, Councilmember Patena.
Thank you, Mayor. On Tuesday, from Tuesday, August 20th to the 22nd, myself, along with several of the council members and the mayor, I had an opportunity to go to Tucson for the League of Arizona Cities and Towns. It's a chance to talk with other elected officials from all around the state, and you can talk with them about their problems, what they're having, and if you're having similar ones, they might give you some good ideas. And they also had some really good breakout sessions. And in addition to that, we got to take our youth group with us, so that's always a lot of fun. On Monday, August 26th, I attended the Apache Elementary Ice Cream Social. It's hosted by the Apache PTSO, and it's essentially a fundraising event. My job was to serve toppings on ice cream. Essentially, we get them all sugared up and then let them run around for 2 hours. There was about 300 kids in attendance, and it was really quite loud. On August 27th, I attended the Peoria Diamond Club Appreciation Event. This sort of spotlights the Peoria Diamond Club and the money they give to not-for-profits. They give money for homeless issues, domestic violence, food programs such as Heart Pantry, and I think she said at the meeting that if they give $100,000 out this year, they will have given out, since their inception, $2 million. That's quite extraordinary. On Wednesday, August 28th, I attended the Park Ridge HOA meeting. They had a speeding issue in their development. They asked the city for help. Our traffic department gave them help, but they didn't really like what, our solution was, so they're wanting certain changes. So the traffic people were there and they explained what the only things that they'll be able to do, and we're waiting for the HOA to vote on how they want to move forward. On September 5th through 9th, we're having the Vietnam Moving Wall. September 5th will be the opening ceremony. This will be an amazing event. If you haven't ever had the opportunity to see the wall, you should have to take the opportunity to get out there and see it. It's quite an amazing thing. And it's going to be open 24 hours a day from September 5th through 9th. So hopefully you'll be able to make it out there to see the wall. I appreciated the update on the youth program. It seems like they're really engaged, doing a lot of good work, and congratulations to them. Congratulations to Janet Ramsey for her high performance and her duties with the city. Nice work, Janet. And also congratulations to the Arizona Parks and Recreation for Peoria's Aquatics, and for Mayor Carlet's outstanding public official recognition. Mayor, you know what? You busted every day for our city. You have taken the mayoral position to a whole other level, and we're all very grateful for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Finn.
Thank you very much. I won't repeat all of the things there that Bill had just mentioned, except at the League of Arizona Cities, I did want to compliment the mayor on emceeing the luncheon with the governor and Kirsten Sinema. I thought you did a fantastic job at emceeing that. So that was a great event to go to. Congratulations to Janet, the entire aquatics team, and to our mayor again. Fantastic job. We always seem to be getting accolades. And I don't know about you, Bill, but I spent my time trying to explain to people from other cities why we're so good in this city, right? And it's the staff.
That's right.
It always comes down to the staff. So,
Right.
and we will be missing one very important one. So Don, we wish you the best of luck and all of your future endeavors. You will be certainly missed. You're kind of an icon around here for at least me. I look to you for a lot of different things, and you're going to be sorely missed, but they're going to be very happy and very lucky to get you at Douglas. So best of luck to you. And then just a reminder to my district that we do have the bulk trash pickup going on this month, so please check the interactive map on the website to see when we will be coming by to pick up. That's all I have.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Binsbacher.
Thank you, Mayor. I too want to just echo the comments about the Arizona League of Cities. It was a fantastic conference. I have to say, the sessions I attended were the best yet. And of course, networking with other elected officials and learning about different things that are working and challenges and processes. It's just a great opportunity, and I think it really does help us to better serve our constituents in our city. So it was definitely worthwhile. I also attended on the 27th of August, GPEC 101, which was a great session, a variety of different folks there, but talked a lot about how we're branding Arizona and various cities in Arizona to attract the best industries and businesses to our city. Talked about the competition that we're facing, and it was just very, very interesting. But I walked away from there, just like I did the conference, feeling really proud of the things that we're doing in Peoria, and certainly all the recognition that you saw here tonight is a testament to that, but that we're really on the right track. And, you know, when we talk about our general plan and land use and defining that, it's really helping us to build a culture, and this work is so important. I really want to commend planning on the work that you're doing, and Lori too, everyone involved, and certainly the citizens that are contributing to that. It's so important because when you're in a city like Peoria with so much development yet to occur, it's really, really important that we have a plan, we know who we want to be, and that's really helping us get there. So lots of congratulations. I want to start with the mayor. It's an honor to sit to your right here and learn from you like I always do everywhere we go. But I'm not surprised one bit that you are, what is it, outstanding public official in the world. I don't know if they if they said that, but I'm gonna put it out there because that's how I feel here in our Peoria world. And thank you for your leadership and what you're doing for this city, and we're all with you 100%. Dawn, best of luck to you in your future endeavors. Thank you so much for your contribution to Peoria. Janet Ramsey, congratulations to you, to your entire team. The work that you're doing is so important. I can't say enough about that, especially when in the challenging times with monsoons or anything, all that goes on behind the scenes. It's really tremendous. So thank you. Congratulations to you and your team. To Parks and Rec Aquatics team, congratulations to you too. More important work. The presentations that we heard here tonight, community paramedicine, Friends of the Peoria Public Library, fantastic work being done in our city. I'm so proud of it. And the Youth Advisory Board, you said something that really resonated with me. First of all, a look at the past year was fantastic. Setting goals for the next year, even better. But you said something about changing the world, and you really can do that, starting here in our Peoria world, one relationship at a time, one goal at a time. Thank you so much for making us proud. I hope I didn't miss anything, but it's been a great night being part of this city and this group. So thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Edwards.
Thank you, Mayor. Like most others, I attended the League Conference and just sat through some phenomenal breakout sessions ranging from autonomous vehicles to tackling homelessness in the communities, recycling today and in the future. It just really gave us a glimpse as to what we can do more, and working collaboratively with other cities and municipalities, we really can make our cities even better than they currently are. On the 24th, I attended the Family and Youth Resource Fair over the Community Center. I want to thank all the staff members that put that on. We had about 150 people that attended, and it was just a really nice event for the residents. Bill, I really want to congratulate you on spearheading the moving wall. I know that it's going to be a phenomenal event on Thursday, and you have just worked tirelessly to make this happen, and I just want to thank you for bringing this to Peoria. It's our time to showcase even more things that make us shine. Mayor, just want to thank you for your leadership, your continued leadership, and it's no surprise that you won the Outstanding Public Official. I'll say it again, you have taken this city to new heights and continue to lead us into a direction that is just second to none. So thank you for your leadership. And Janet, and oh my God, there's so many people. Dawn, I hate singling everybody out because our staff as a whole does a phenomenal job. You guys make our jobs so much easier up here. You guys are rock stars every single day. You're going out there and doing the best things that the city has to offer. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and can keep up the great work. And that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Hunt.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, it's getting repetitious, and you're probably tired of hearing it, right, Kathy? But really, congratulations. I just think of no one who deserves that honor more than you. And I tell everyone that I come in contact with that you are the best, that you set a really high standard, and your energy level is amazing. So just thank you for all you do, and all that we probably don't even know that you do. But all your ideas and your ability to enunciate them and get them carried out, you're amazing.
Thank you very much.
The world, I don't know, I'd have to think about that for a while, but certainly for us and for Arizona. Brian Carrico, welcome to our city. For those of you that have not met him, Don, is he taking your place? Not that anybody could take your place, but is he taking your job spot, or? Okay, well, that's what he is. I won't get the title right, but he is the youth person now. He took George Colebrook's place with the youth and with the youth. Okay, Don, I really don't know what to say. I've known you for so long, through so many of your different hats that you've worn through the city, and every door you've touched and opened, every life you've touched is better because you were there for them, my own included. I love you, and I know you need to progress in your career, but I'm really sad to see you leave. You really will be sorely missed. Diane Jordan, thank you so much. That was such a nice presentation. I could say it all again, but she really said it all. The Friends of the Peoria Public Library, I joined them about 18 or 20 years ago when there were 4 of us, just 4. And we just struggled and struggled, and we knew what we wanted to do. We didn't have any money. And you guys have just really, you're amazing. You're such a powerhouse for education, for literacy in the city of Peoria. And I know I can't thank you enough. And you guys with her, I see you all the time. Pass that along to all of your group, because you're amazing. And Nathaniel, kudos to you too. You kind of struggle to keep up with them, don't you? I've seen you there. Back to the youth, because that's always one of my priorities. You guys are amazing. You just are doing such good work, and the fact that you challenge yourselves every year to be better and to touch more other young lives by your own example and the programs that you do, I just love it. And you know, we were one of the very first cities, possibly the first, but I won't say that, one of the first in Arizona. I think we were the first to actually have a youth master plan and a youth bill of rights. And people were saying, well, I've spent my whole life telling my kids they have no rights, so why are you doing this? But actually, we want our young people that are coming up who will change the world to know that we respect you as individuals, as human beings, and as powerhouses to move our world forward. So with you two being leaders now in your position, express that to the rest of your group. Paramedicine, where are you guys? Way there in the back. There's Bobby. Did Jim leave already? I have missed this program. Thank you, Jim. I have missed this program. I know a couple of people that really, you saved their lives. And I'm so happy to have this program coming back. Janet, thank you to you and your crew. And Stuart, Janet, you not quite single-handedly, but almost paved 77th Avenue, and you did it in time for that school, for Santa Fe Elementary to start, and those people in there deserved it. That was like a 20-year-old road, and you're amazing how you stepped in and met that challenge. And just tell, again, your group how much it's appreciated. And I think that's all for right now.
Thank you. Is Councilmember Dunn still on the phone? Did you have any comments?
I just wanted to, congratulations to you, Mayor, and I wanted to also say I had a fantastic time at the League of Cities, met with the Youth Advisory Board, took in a class on homelessness, and then we had last week our Code 101 classes for the residents, and that was very successful and gave a lot of good information. And that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Youth Council Liaison Ravindran?
I would like to thank all the congratulate all the city officials who won awards tonight. Dawn, thank you for everything that you've done for me, and Brighton, as youth liaisons. I'm sad to hear that you're leaving. And the mayor, congratulations. I'm lucky to be in your example and work with you the next year. And personally, as Councilmember Patena mentioned, I am going to go visit the moving wall. I want to see that. And in terms of the Youth Advisory Board, two of our members attended the League of Cities conference, and in which they participated in the flag parade. They presented about what they've done in the last year, and they met with other youth councils across the state. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to both of our Youth Council liaisons up here on the dais who participated in the update for what you've been doing for the entire year. You did a really great job. So we're looking forward to seeing how you work that program for your goals for next year too. So thanks for that. And I do have to say, I am completely humbled by this wonderful award. But of course, this award is for everybody. Our staff, our amazing Parks and Recreation staff who do all of the work, and our council who has such great vision, and for, our city management. I mean, seriously, we have so many wonderful opportunities in the city of Peoria to do great things, but we only have one opportunity to do it right or wrong. And as we build the second half of our city, we have to always be cognizant about doing it right. And that means quality of life and parks and recreation and open space and just finding a better way to raise our children and to make sure that they stay here in the city of Peoria. And I have all of you to thank for this great award that I am very happy to have sitting in front of me. So thank you all very, very much. And congratulations to all of the people who we have already talked about. Janet, Dawn, we will miss you. We did not, though, get to congratulate our vice mayor. She was recognized and awarded as one of Arizona's most influential women in Arizona for the entire year. And that is a tremendous and very well-deserved award. So we're very pleased and proud of you. Thank you so much. And with that, we are adjourned.